Okay, greetings, Grandmaster Amon Ra here, coming back again. Let's hope that will change and be a little bit better. Um, this show today is discussing about Africa being the end game, but I'm starting off with reasons why, and the first part of the reasons is about the business section. And in the previous video, ah, it's still going to stall. Hmm. Yeah, but I'm still getting that message. It's still flashing. Uh, still flashing. But anyway, I'm a fighter. I'm gonna keep on going. Thanks, Cheryl Ruth. You're the first one back. I hope the others will come back. You guys have been so good at supporting me on this issue of the of the net. If and I'm here and I'm doing them in the evening when you guys are basically at work, I think. And I'm gonna have to start doing them more during the day. When I do the shows during the day, we don't have much trouble. But anyway, we were talking about it is virtually impossible for a black business to seriously compete in America. And I had discussed about how in the 1800s black enterprises were routinely destroyed in the South, mainly, and basically we won't have that problem in modern Africa. So all the struggles that we went through and all the struggles that we still go through today, uh, we maintain uh, a better chance of doing business in modern Africa than we would in in the U.S. That's basically what I wanted to put across at the start of this. Now, with all the problems that they give us uh, in when we try to start a business, because obviously there's a problem going on if we are supposedly having 2 million businesses, but yet we only 0.5% of the wealth of the country. There is a grave problem there, and uh, we blacks need to look at this. Not only the fact that um, it's very difficult to start a business or get even a bank loan for a business for a black person, but at the end of the day, when you have people that are outright making it their business to sabotage black enterprises and black businesses, then uh, what kind of country is that? And I say that because you won't have that issue when you come to Africa. In fact, you'll get respect and you have people that really want to help you. So once we understand the model, peace. I mean, thanks for coming back because you're good in the chat line, and I like your analogies and questions. Once we get a good understanding of the businesses in how business works in Africa, then it's basically smooth sailing, and we really don't have to worry about hidden forces or people not patronizing us because of color of our skin, because everybody's black. And now, that's not to say that there's not issues in doing business in Africa. There is corruption, and that is in the basic form of corruption is bribery. And I basically say you're gonna have a difficult time to do serious business without running into that at some point. Now, this is just Africa in itself. They you have bribing in every country. China has bribing. Asia, India has bribing. But we as Black people, when we come into our homeland and we start experiencing that coming from the U.S., it kind of catches us off guard because we want to try to be truthful and right, and money speaks, and this and that, and follow the procedures. I find that Blacks in the United States are like that. They're really like stickler for the procedures, and that's just not the way it's done in Africa. But it's not something that's a great hindrance. Now, I have started businesses and clubs in the United States that didn't have, and I didn't bribe anybody. Just followed through the line, and everything went smoothly. And then in other areas, I found that in order for me to be able to maintain a business, when people saw that I was making money, uh, they came out with ridiculous things, and we had to fork out. In fact, one of my biggest clubs, I ended up leaving and closing it because the the people that ended up running the space that we were using came to me and told me we had to pay for the space, and I refused. But I realized that that's just part of what goes on in Africa, and many, many, many people are there that follow that same line. So, uh, but as far as I know, my 20 years of experience, that has never been a hindrance to do business. It's just something that's like a small inconvenience, and it's not always there, but it's there a lot of the time. So beyond that, you don't have to worry about someone coming to burn down your business or something. People, half the population not patronizing you, or somebody leaving a vial of cocaine on the counter of your store, and then so that the police can discover it and say and arrest you and put you out of business. Yeah, there are a lot of stories that are out there where we attempted to do business and there was a hindrance in the United States. So that's what I'm saying. Uh, there must be a problem, and one day we can investigate into it of why blacks have 2 million jobs, but out of 30 million jobs, and only 0.5% of the wealth, according to Dr. Claude Anderson's uh, talks. Now, there's another brother, Alex, somebody who created a book called The Black Tax, and he labeled our wealth at 2%. But I know that was just stretching it. So even if I say 1%, it's still 11% beyond from what it's supposed to be if we were getting equal representation in business. Now, I'm talking about business because it's the backbone of black survival, independent survival. It's the backbone. Businesses. Blacks have our own businesses, and we can hire our own people, and we can be independent. But it seems to me that the United States is not for that. Hmm? And this is the issue that I'm facing as far as my people talking about how where they get their financial money from, where they get their money from. This thing has been a serious problem since the '60s, definitely, and it hasn't really changed. In fact, it has gotten worse. Doc Jermaine, how are you? Welcome. Minnie Lisi, hello family, how are you? So as people start to come into the chat room, that's what we're talking about. United States of Africa is the end game, and we have to see which direction Africa is going into and what direction the United States is going into, or has been has has come from. And definitely because of racism, one of the evidence of that is our lack of being able to do business. Hey, Morelli Molden, how are you, brother? I should be making you a administrator, Molden. Let me know if that's okay with you, or if you want that, or you just want to listen. But anyway, uh, yeah. So, um, what's happening in Africa as far as doing business is concerned? While they're talking a lot of crap about Africa, uh, and while the United States is really giving blacks hell as far as business is concerned, not patronize, average white Americans won't patronize black businesses, and black businesses actually can't survive, especially now that we don't have communities anymore, since our communities have been destroyed or removed. Uh, you know, we can't survive without white customers, Mexican customers, Chinese customers, let alone prosper and let alone be competitive. And it's true that most blacks work for a government agency. So um, when we start talking about doing business, you want to look at an atmosphere where your business is going to grow. But if you look at United States, for blacks, with racism being at a basically, like they're saying, all time high, and blacks and whites not really trusting each other nowadays, then compare that with what's going on in Africa. So what's going on in Africa that says that business is it'd be better for blacks to do business in Africa as opposed to the United States? Well, first off, we can look at some things here like the China African Agreement. The China Africa Agreement, building infrastructure, roads and bridges, and of course the railway is there now. And all of this is something that really actually creates jobs, and we're already seeing the benefits of that. So, yeah. So with the influx of new roads, it opens up territory, and then people build a house. The same thing the Chinese did. Americans criticized the Chinese when they were building roads to nowhere, and then now they came back and they said, "Well, okay, now I see what the Chinese was talking about, because where those roads ended, people started building homes and businesses, and the road to nowhere ended up being mega cities." Okay, okay, so United Countries of Africa. Now, China is doing business in several African countries. One country gets loans, and then the other African countries don't want to be left out. That's the way I see the model's working. The second thing is the African Free Trade Agreement. Now, the African Free Trade Agreement I've talked about several times. It's coming into an effect. We see that happening in Africa, where all countries are going to drop their tariffs so goods can move freely through the different countries. And then most recently, the CFA, the French money in Africa, African countries jumped up and said, we no longer keep our money in. We refuse to keep our money in French banks. Now this is going to topple France. When they was talking back and saying that France would go into a state of a third world country without Africa, they're going to get a chance now. These yellow jacket movements, they're going to get tired because the government is just going to run out of money. And you can just imagine every month you're supposed to be getting all these billions of dollars, and then it's not going to be there. So what's happening now is a lot of Franco countries are cutting their ties with France completely. Now they tried to do that before Mali, and then of course the French got mad and tried to remove everything that they had brought, and then try to sabotage uh, Mali's structural city that they had developed. and it was very unfortunate. And we'll see what they do this time. I doubt if they're going to do anything because this is a new Africa. This is modern Africa now. You can't get away with that stuff. I'm telling you, if the French actually came up and did some war and something like that and tried to occupy some African nations, uh, all these African presidents would be in the AU tomorrow saying, I'm going to bring 50,000 troops. I'm going to bring 40,000 troops. Every country be like, I'm bringing the troops. Let me go. I got some troops for you. You know, come under the direction of a general, and they go over there and say, Marley, we're going to help you. And once that happens, oh, watch out. You see? So I doubt that France would do that because economic, it won't hurt her. Because even if she did that and went to war, she'd lose. And then, you know, she would be an enemy to Africa completely. So the best way to do it is to try to sit back because the African is back in power. He's back in play. That's just the fact of the matter is. The French president has been to Kenya, and the British prime minister has come to Kenya talking about, can we do business with you now? We want to do business with you now. They see the Chinese is doing whaling business in Africa, and I don't mean that Chinese are stealing the materials and minerals of Africa. No, they're doing straight business. They had a business agreement, and so far, no African country is saying that China is not keeping up with their agreement. It makes no sense. If the Chinese are there and they're trying to make you like them more than America, and they have a philosophy of let's work together as opposed to how can I help you of the World Bank and the IMS, then surely, you know, that's a no-brainer. The Chinese are not going to take and exploit Africa so that the West can have something to talk about. And don't think that the West is not watching the China's every move. They got a campaign out, as I told you in the last show, Dark Illusion. They got a campaign out to discredit the Chinese. So they're putting out news story after news story, fake news after fake news story to make Africans now hate the Chinese. Very bad. Omar Blacksmith, greetings. Let Gabon win. I'm tired of the French ruling my ancestors' country. Yes. And they're going to find they're going to have a lot of money. But this is all part of an ongoing movement for countries now to come together and have a common currency. You know, ECOWAS having their common currency. That's going to push East African community to also have a common currency. And they're just going to slowly like that, and they're going to gain power. I think in the next 5 years, 3 to 5 years, you're going to see regions of African countries just bonding together. And in the next 10, 15, 20 years, definitely there's going to be one strong body under the AU and a common army, and then get out the way. But by that time, America will have shown her true colors and has shrunk down to almost nothing. If you like what we're talking about today, again, this is how we roll. This is also in the comment section of this video, how you support this channel. So, you know, we need some new people to support the channel. And we need those that supported the channel in the past to also come up. Don't just do one time and then call it a day. So basically, I get about 1.3 supports per video, but then sometimes we don't. So I don't know if it's because we've changed this to World Remit, but it makes it very easy. Everybody says it's easier than the Western Union. And so we're here. So I would like you to support the channel because we talk about things that are real here, and we're coming to you from the ground where it's all happening in Africa today. So I've been here 21 years, and I'm here to give out my little small knowledge that I have learned in those 21 years to you, and as well as answer questions and give you the real deal in comparison. Because I've lived in the United States as an adult, and I have lived in Kenya as an adult. I've done business in the U.S. I've worked for corporate America in the U.S., and now I'm here in Africa, and I'm going to give you that constant comparison to see what's truth. And then I don't mind saying that there's a problem here in Africa or there's a problem here, but in actuality, there's really no problem comparison to what the United States has given us, and that's what we really need to work on. I mean, in my opinion, Africa will need an industrial military complex. I don't think that we'll need that. I think a military is a lot of waste of time. I think what Western interests have put out in our minds that the military is something that is really needed, but there are a lot of countries that don't put a lot of emphasis on military because they just say, "I won't go there." You see, now they have a defensive force, so if somebody try to invade their country, of course, that's what they can defend themselves. But we're now seeing that this thing of idea of mass military is a waste of a lot of money. If you consider how much money America is wasting, Trump has just boosted his government's army uh, and said he put a lots of money in to prove it. I don't know, like 100 billion or almost a trillion. I don't know. But that thing just is a never ending story. And you have a lot of bases that are out there belonging to powerful generals who should have long since retired. And they live there in nice homes, and they have army people there. They play military games, and that's it. But hell, if you can't even find weapons of mass destruction in a country, what kind of army do you really have? I think you have a lot of big propaganda. So Kenya is here. I know military people. They tell me that they do exercises. The Americans come and do exercises with them, and they have their army with American army guys. They mix together, and they try to help improve uh, Kenya's army, and then they go out and they sell guns and ammunitions to them. So one of the big things about the United States is a big gun owner. It's a big weapons manufacturer, and they see that money that they made in the Second World War, and they believe like that's gonna really save them, but it really won't. Kreku Black, greetings. How are you? I'm very much fine. Mini list. Okay, Lisa, you're back. Thank you for coming back. For you people that came back to the chat room, thank you. France will be mad as always. They know without those African countries, they are nothing. Yeah, and I think that a lot of that can be contributed to the former AU ambassador, and I can't wait to see what capacity she comes out in now that she's untied from the AU. And I really like her. I mean, I was watching her today, and she's really a force. She should definitely be in charge of the AU permanently for at least 5-10 years. She can really get a lot done. Emmanuel Mills, what's up, man? Greetings. Good to see you. S-Man, brother, I was born in Miami, but been to Kenya more than 15 times. My father, you got a girlfriend in Kenya. That's why you're here 15 times. My father is from Kenya, and I still have lots of family there. And oh, your father's from Kenya. Okay, sorry. There, and my goal is to move back hopefully soon. Can you talk business opportunities? I'm talking business opportunities. That's what it's all about here. And I'm comparing what you have, the choices you have in the U.S. compared to what you have here. Now, a lot of us are, having a young family. You have children, and you're trying to raise your children the best way you can. But I'm saying to you that that is the prize. Your children are really the prize, and as long as you still have control over them, you should take a look at putting them in boarding school here in Kenya, where you fly them out here, they get picked up at the airport, and then they put in boarding school. You open up your laptop like you looking at me, and you talk to your son. Are you okay? Yes, I'm dad. I'm okay. Are they treating you well? Yes, I'm okay. You see, because we have the beautiful technology of the internet, so you can constantly talk with your child there, and at the same time, they're going to be in an environment that's a protected environment where only education goes on, and nothing like outside. There's no outside anything. They can't leave the campus, and then they have to wash their own clothes. They have to do everything that an adult's supposed to do, and that's wonderful. There's no drugs they can get into, no cocaine, no heroin, no homosexuality. Somebody tried to butt screw them or something like that. All that is gone. And then they get a proper education, and then the benefit is that they will become friends with the local Kenyans, and then bond. You know how you have your high school friends, you bond, and then as they grow up together, in the boarding school, when they graduate, then they also bond that way too. And see, business opportunities can come from that. If you go to some of these elaborate universities and colleges in the United States, it's all about who you know. You know, Alphabet Alpha can go and make sure they take care of jobs for Alphabet Alpha, and Harvard is going to take care. They're going to make sure that their graduates are given the most prestigious jobs when they open up. And this is the same case here. You know, where your child can, and it's a lot cheaper. You know, because it doesn't make any sense if you're talking about you're going to come to Africa and you got children. Well, they got to come with you. You see, but if you can have them already here in boarding school, then you know you just. I mean, it's going to be cheaper for you to have them in boarding school here. You may have to pay something like $400 a month, and that's going to take care of their housing, their food, and everything for the whole month because of the exchange rate. It's so great. You see, in fact, your kid probably be one of the richest ones in the school, but they won't let them get the money. You know. But definitely, you should look into that. A couple of people have already showed me they were interested in it. Don't start talking about I'm coming to Africa and you got children. And then a lot of you brothers out there that you have kids. The woman you got with got kids, and she's you know, maybe you're on child support or something like that. Sit down with her, and I know it's gonna be difficult, and but just try it. See what she say about taking the kid to boarding school because it can free up your life while you're getting your affairs together in the U.S. as well as her life. And like I said, once you connect to the internet and see your child on the video and they telling you I'm fine, I'm good, then you know they can be at 3,000 miles. They can be on the moon. You know, you won't feel like you know you're missing your kid, especially if they're a teenager. How you gonna be? Oh, I miss my baby. That ain't your baby. That's a teenager. He gonna be a man, and he gonna leave you when he become a man. So while your last years, you can give him a quality education. He can be safe, no racism, and he ain't gonna want to come back to America once he graduates. So that is a little bit of off-topic message on there, but yeah. See, the problem with America is they try to make us seem like everything is fine, but the numbers just don't add up. 780 people killed by the police so far this year. 45 school shootings this year. Nowadays, school shootings, they don't even make the news. I don't know how many of you heard about the shooting in California. The Asian guy came out there and shot up his schoolmates. Damn, didn't even make the news. But one day, and then the next day, nothing. Because now, imagine, now school shootings are something that's just commonplace, you know, not even newsworthy because it's happening. This is the kind of environment that you're living in the United States. And I'm telling you that all these shootings and all these things are nothing compared to what would happen if the media decides that they want to say black people, because the media is the only ones not doing it. You know, if they really wanted to make up a story, they could find somewhere where some black guy shot some white guy for no reason or for whatever reason. And they can run a story, one story, and you can cause a race riot in this country that'd be one of the worst ones that ever hit. White people just be open season on black people wherever they go. Even where you gonna run when you don't have a community? My God, it's just like horror show. You know, you can't walk outside. You know, some of these blacks are in so far places where you know you're almost one of three, only three or four of you in the whole community, and then you're walking around. You know, they start telling we're gonna kill all the blacks. You know, you start walking to the grocery store. There he is. There he goes. You know, you be standing like a sore thumb. So, yeah, that's always a possibility in the United States because guns are there. Hmm? They try to make it seem like everything. They put an article on the news talking about the two Olympic sprinter stars. I don't forget the names. Smith and Carlos. They're gonna give them put them in a Hall of Fame, but they don't say which Hall of Fame. Uh, After 5 decades. So after 5 decades, they was mistreated and taking their medals away and all that. And the Olympic Committee now is like 5 decades later. Somebody and so they wrote an article and then they spread that through the news talking about these guys now have been, these two black guys that was, shunned basically, uh, and ostracized for black power, raising their hand and say black power, are now going to get in the Hall of Fame, but they don't say which Hall of Fame. So that's a terrible thing. Yeah, I don't trust the mutants. Yeah, well, Omar Blacksmith, yes. Oh, Arena Africa, don't let that drift off. Just had another mass shooting here. Can't wait to leave. Yeah. And Troy DeSorley, how are you, man? Black Power family, what's up? Sun Temple, thank you. And a Creek, Jumbo Jim Rock, C Jumbo, Omar Blacksmith. The African boarding school is really a great idea. And I don't have children yet, but it's a great idea for serious African-minded people. Yeah, because we were talking about we're gonna come, and like people in the background talking about they're gonna come. Most of the people that come on this group is between 35 and 44. You got to have children, but I mean, if 70% of the families are headed by black females, you probably don't have. Some of you may not have control over your kid. I understand that. Some of you brothers, you don't have to falling out. You don't have the kid fall out with the woman. The woman may be with another guy now, and maybe that guy want to have a baby with her too. So, I mean, I'm not talking bad about women, but some of our sisters are just not clicking. So if you can explain it to, get your information right, sit her down on a good night, maybe buy her ice cream or something, and say, look, I know we don't talk much, but I want to throw this idea at you. Let our daughter go to boarding school in Kenya for 2 years. She'd be safe. She can't get pregnant. She can't do this. You'll save money. You'll be free enough to do your things. And, she might bite. So once the kid goes out into Kenya, and then you move out there, you have something to live for, something meaningful. Some of you are married with your wife and you are together, and you both want to come out to Kenya. That's great. And you got 2 kids or like that. You're thinking that I'm gonna have to take care of them. Blah blah blah. No, once you get here and get settled, when the kid reaches 13, put him in boarding school. You see him every month or every week if you want to go down to the school and see him. And it's like that. They're gonna say the first 2 months is, Daddy, I can't. This is horrible. I don't like it. But then they'll settle down. They'll settle down and get into the groove. Then they won't want to come back. They'll come home, go run home the first couple times. They spend like a half a week at home, and they see like it's nothing for them to do. They can't wait to get back to their friends at the boarding school. Omar Blacksmith, I was a foreign exchange student in Namibia, stayed there on campus for 3.5 months. It was very doable. I realize kids need more protection, but it's doable. Yeah. Yes, man. Yes, boarding school is a good idea, but I think day schools are also good and can be much cheaper. I have kids in Kenya, and I pay about $200 per quarter for my son, who is in KG. Which one? KG? He's in KG? No. Get the kid in boarding school, and he's in KG1 too. I don't know. That's a different story. Evalyne, thank you, Evalyne. The queen of our channel is in the chat room. Evalyne Belani. There you go. The Supreme Court has now ruled that the NRA can be sued by the families of victims. Yeah, they're going to give you these things. And they've been doing that. Remember, they had a civil rights bill in the 1860s. And then they retracted it. They repealed it later down the line. So the NRA is not going to be finished. You see, they're going to take it to another level. And white people are not going to give up their guns. I'm telling you, they're not going to give up unless they can just see like blacks are just like, okay, now it's not worth it because no blacks is buying guns and coming after our necks. But that's going to be a long time down the line. Yeah, Doc Jermaine, women are very difficult nowadays. Yeah, in the States. Okay. Yeah, we got to go to the man channel, the men only channel, and then we can discuss that. I would love to have a men only channel. Not the, Evalyne, you can come, but the rest of the women, men just need to cry. Cry and say what they really feel. We have a channel like that. That'd be really awesome. Yeah. So anyway, Cheek is saying, I just started a teaching assistant job in the African Centered School, and one of the teachers is from Kenya, and the students are taught in Swahili and English. I'm so learning along the way. Yeah. Well, my kids, I'm just watching them today playing outside, and they was in Swahili all the way. Then they come in the house, and then they tell me, Daddy, blah, it's just all English. So they can switch back and forth nicely. In schools, they don't even allow the students to speak Swahili except on Fridays. But in the school compound, because they want them to learn proper English as part of the curriculum. So to do that, because Swahili is their first language, they tell them you can only speak English during the week, and this helps improve their English. Because normally when they talk amongst each other, it's just Swahili. Anyway, I don't want to get off my points here. But before I can, how are you guys doing out there in the chat line? How you guys doing? How's the weather in the United States? Eh? You feeling it? You feeling that freezing cold weather that's coming out there? That's one of the things about the United States that they don't really talk to you about, is that weather can kill you. And already people are died already because below zero temperatures is hitting the Midwest. And it's a shame because that's not black people weather. I'm sitting over here, I'm sweating. If you can see, you can't see. I'm sweating. Sunlight every day. But our people is on top of all of the racism and top of all of the other things that's out there. Here we are. Oh, I'm glad to be in America. Ooh, you see, I never forget that guy. That journalist came out there. He got an overcoat. He got hat. He got gloves. He got boots. He's sitting out there on the road in the middle of the freezing weather with a microphone talking about, man, I love my America. I love America. What? You love America because you have never compared it with anything. Come to this weather where it's just paradise. So, yeah, that's something that we don't really recognize. I think in the next 3 or 4 months, you guys will really hear me on that issue. I did a video on the weather, and it's one of the most dangerous things in America. Nobody wanted that place. America was like one of the last places to be occupied because the weather is just too volatile. So, yeah, if you guys just know that y'all in your homeland here where I'm at now, it's basically sunny all year round. And you come from the cold weather states, you'll be thoroughly surprised. But some black people now, they be like, I need my snow. I need to see the seasons change. That's white people talking. That's not real. On top of everything else that's been done to us, you still gotta really wrestle with the type of weather. California's catching on fire every which way. Tornadoes in the Midwest, and then of course the freezing temperatures down in the east. And let's not even discuss about Chicago and Detroit. My God, that's just terrible. Yeah. Yeah. It was snowing earlier. Oh, poorly, man. Shoot. I've never seen snow since I've been to Africa. I keep saying I'm gonna go to the Mount Kenya and everything where there's some snow. But I was in California. We went up to Mount Wilson, you can see snow. There's a time I drove up from LA up to the mountains, played in the snow, and then drove back down to the beach. But it was still cold at the beach, But it was like, wow, you could go from one extreme to the other. But here in Africa, you'll get the weather change, and you'll get, If you go up in the mountains, I'm sure you get the cold, but when you come back down, you get the warm, sunny equator weather. So always keep that in mind when you're talking about deciding if you're going to come to Africa, because it means a lot. I mean, anything can grow here all season long. You don't have to worry about your house being blown down, or you don't have to worry about that kind of nonsense. Okay, there's a couple of floods here and there, small ones compared, but that's just because Africa is growing. Some communities, they keep on trying to build houses somewhere on the edge of somewhere, think it's got some good land, then one good rainfall, and then whoosh. But nothing you can really complain about. Uh, yeah, hurricanes on the east. Yeah, we just see that on the Weather Channel, and then on Byron Allen's Weather Channel, we see the destruction and the things that's going on, and we just look at it and say that's normal, but it's not normal. That's not normal weather. So in some places in the United States, the weather is more volatile than even in Europe, and we have to recognize that. So when you start talking about, I'm gonna move from California to Detroit, or I'm gonna move from California to Mississippi, or something like this, or North Carolina, you got to really come to grips with the fact that the weather is going to be very serious at some point during once a year at least. So yeah, Kenya sits right on the equator, so that's why we get the really best weather in Kenya. But all through Africa, sub-Saharan Africa, you're gonna get fairly even weather. That's why you see a lot. When you see a lot of, they show you African cities, you always see people. They're not wearing coats; they're just in regular shirts. But this is what I'm saying. Uh, people had asked me, "You're never going to come home to America? What for?" You see, and I got I really can't come there during the December holidays or something like that. And that's ridiculous. I'd probably die being in Africa for so long. And I don't even own a coat right now, so I had to go out and buy a coat. If I'm probably coming June, July, like that, when I come to get my Social Security money. But anyway, but if sorry, people saying I'm not, you gonna come back like that, like I'm gonna come back to America and then say, oh, I guess I'll stay a while. No, you can't be in a country. That country is not free. I know what freedom is. When they built America, they said, give me liberty or give me death. But I'm telling you, those people that believe that they're Africans or those field niggas, they should be saying, give me equality or let me leave. That should be our saying. If America is not going to treat us equally, then goddamn it, I'm leaving. Why am I going? Why am I subject myself to somebody got the nerve to be looking at me badly? Why I gotta be running around everywhere I go? I gotta be looking for somebody to look like me so that I could justify me being in that place and feel comfortable. You ever do that? Go to the mall, you have to look around, see if there's another black person, or you go into an office building, you have to look around, see if there's black people there. You like, I don't supposed to be belonging here. I don't see no white. There's too many white people. I'm not supposed to be here. You see? Then your whole mannerism change. You go talk to security. I want to go to floor number 58. Where's the elevator? Sheesh. In my own supposed country? I long since stopped feeling like that because I knew that wasn't my country. So every time I started getting that feeling, I feel like, well, that's because it's not my country. So some of us, we just get too used to it. And that's a damn shame. Hello from Voy, Kenya. Dixon, you're in Voy. Say hello to my friend Dishan there. Voy has a station for the SGR too, by the way. T. It is easy to get a visa to live in Kenya. Is it easy? Oh, yeah. You can get your visa at the airport when you arrive. So come without a visa, get your passport, get on a plane, get your visa when you arrive. They won't deny you if you're just coming as a tourist. and you don't have no contraband in your luggage, because this is a tourist country, so they love visitors. You're benefiting them when they let you in the country. So when I came, I got my visa at the office at the federal building in Westland. I think it's Westland, yeah, in Westland. So that was a bit of a process. I had to leave my passport. You know, I really didn't feel easy with that. But nowadays, you can get your visa on arrival. Yeah, Cheryl Ruth. Yeah. Meanwhile, Africa is warm and pleasant. Yes, it is. So there's a rainy season in Kenya. Yeah, there's a rainy season. In fact, it rained today. It rained. I made an appointment. I called the guy, telling him I'm coming. I get ready to leave. I look outside. All of a sudden, poop! The clouds came and started raining. So I had to text him back and say, let's meet later because it's raining. As soon as I sent the text, I'm telling you right there, the sun just broke out and the rain stopped, broke out. It was sunny the rest of the day. So it rained for like 20 minutes, you know. But even if it rained, it's not cold. So it's just like, damn, it's raining. I don't have to go out there and get my shirt wet. But even if I got my shirt wet, it would probably dry off in 5 minutes because of the tropical weather here. So it's not a big deal. But I just use that as an excuse not to go. And but it was amazing how quickly it rained and how quickly the sun was back out. Let us know when you're coming. When I'm coming to the United States. Oh shit, I'm not gonna tell nobody I'm coming there. You think that I got so many enemies? Oh God. I know they're gonna stop me at the airport. Give me a lot of hell when I come back to America. You've been gone for so long. What's your name? Idi Amin Ra Da Di Da. Oh, you're on our terrorist watch list. See? So you guys help me out. You know? I'm a marked man now because I'm trying to give you guys this proper information, telling you guys to come from leave America and come to Africa. You think they're gonna let me survive? You think they're not gonna give me trouble? When I tell you that we want you to support the channel. This is how you support the channel. So break out right now and surprise a brother. Boop! We need new people to support the channel. Thanks to Chris Hamilton, Malden, Dorian Tate. You guys are normal guys. That's good. And thanks to Evalyne. She's also been a contributor to the channel. But we want to do great things here. And I'm ready to talk about the camp in just a few minutes. But I want to get through this whole thing. I was watching Yvette Carnell the other day. And today, I think it was today or yesterday. And she did a video on Dr. Claude Anderson. You don't want to get on Yvette Carnell's bad side, because the woman has been doing this kind of video for many years, and she's good at it. And she just gets on here like I'm on here, and she just can whale you a new booty hole. I mean, she can just get into you. So she was on Dr. Claude Anderson's neck, and she pulled out paperwork saying that the man had that Dr. Claude Anderson had filed bankruptcy in 2016 for $1 million loan he took from a black bank. And she just wore him out. But I mean, these guys are fighting because, you know, there's a Boyce has joined up with Dr. Claude Anderson, and Tonio Moore and Yvette Cardone is another group that's trying to go and get reparations. They're trying to get all black people to pull to them. And Takreek has called Boyce recently, and so they're going to connect up. So it's going to be Takreek and Boyce against Tonio Moore and Yvette Carnell. So she going to get the dirt on Takreek, and boy, that's going to be a good video. I can't wait to see that one. But one of the things that she said to me, I mean, not to me, but what did she say that I disagree with totally, is she said that our government is our government. It's not white. It's not white. It's got Asians. She said it got black. It got, you know, like it's a multinational conglomerate of the American government. So this is her reasoning behind we can be black in America, but we can be okay, because you can't fight the government if the government is racist. But we already know the government is racist. And she talking about the government got all these multiple things, but I'm telling you, the Senate is the most powerful body in the government. Them 100 men and women, 75 men, 25 women in the government are the most powerful people. They can veto the president. They can try Trump for impeachment. They got a lot of power. And 91 of them are white. So 91 senators are white. What kind of, and how many blacks? 3. So don't tell me that the government ain't white. The government is white. That group of senators that can stay in office till they die. And no, that's power. You in the House of Representatives, you got 2 years to get your thing done, and then you out, or you got to go again. We voted back in, but the Senate, no, president 4 years. They can just wait. They waited for Obama to get out. You know, Obama called him on the phone and he said, "Mr. President's on the line. I'm not here." That's what they were saying because they know they could just outwait him. This country is run by whites. So Yvette Carnell, please get your shit right. This government is not our friend. And trying to pretend like they're neutral is nonsense. History bears that wrong. You're supposed to be an intelligent woman, but you need to wake up, man. How are you going to see like that? Joking. But this is somebody that's a house Negro that want to tell you that all the things that they're going to do is get you reparations from the government, like the government going to be your friend. No, you ain't going to get that goddamn ADOS reparations bill past the Senate. No way, no how. No, you heard it from me first. So I don't know what her and Antonio Moore is thinking. That's just ridiculous. It's the only way you're gonna change the condition of blacks is go to war. And you ain't too many chickens. Blacks too many chickens in the coop now. And why should you even go to war? Why should you even fight these battles with the United States? That's what I'm saying. It doesn't even make sense. Why fight when you can leave and not have none of the problems that you have in the United States? And then you people be there talking about, I'm in their jobs in Africa. I'm in, can I, will I survive? Do they have health care? Do they have handicap ramps in Africa? That's just being scared. I came to Africa by myself. I am a black man from America. I know challenges. My people have faced the worst type of oppression for 400 years, and we still here. So you gonna come down? Will I be able to find an apartment in Africa? What about the? There's nobody that's more survival gear than we are. Tony just said, "Oh yeah, you talking about Clarence Thomas? I was there when he was put in the office. Who put this pussy hair on my Coke bottle?" Anyway, yeah, Byron Allen begging. Why we be in a country you got to beg? We don't got to beg anymore. Now we got a continent that's telling us come home. That got McDonald's, that got Burger King, that got all of these things that we normally use as black people. Is there. It's here now. You don't have to take that shit anymore. They got all them guns. You make them guns useless when you get on the plane at the airport and fly out. Leave that white man there with his gun and all them bullets he bought, thinking he gonna have to shoot you. He ain't got. It's a waste. How you gonna be complaining about coming out? You should just get on the plane with one plane ticket and $20. Fly in there, Kenya, say shit. I can survive because you're a black American. Ain't nobody been worse off than us. I mean, come on. We've been kidnapped. We've been beat, raped. What else? Forced labor, enslavement, Jim Crow, convict leasing, racism, torture, terror, lynchings, forced migration. We've been poisoned with syphilis, poisoned with AIDS, subjected to police abuse, dirty tricks, called names, spit on, unfairly treated at the workplace, ignored by government, civil rights appealed against us, shot by police, and our history and contributions to America have been distorted and erased. And some of you black people talking about, oh, I don't know if I can come to Africa. I'm getting myself ready for 10 years from now. Give me 3 years. Shit. What you talking about? You need to go check out the Roots movie again, see what they're doing, when they start whooping his ass, talking about your name is Toby. If you can ever find, you can't hardly find the original Roots movie. But in that scene when they was beating Lamar Burton, telling about, what's your name? Your name is Toby. Your name, no. He was like, nah, my name is Kunta Kinte. No, he was holding on to that name. But they beat that boy to the point where he was either say he's Toby or die. He's a survivor. When he got older, he still ran till they chopped off his foot. That's the point. We survivors. There ain't no country we can't go to and survive in. There's no homelessness in Africa, T. I can't say there's like no complete no. But that's not like what you go down to your underpass and drive through and you see under the underpass, they got all kind of tents and shit like that. Because it's getting out of hand. It's not a capitalistic system. It's more like a social system. So you got houses here for as little as $20, $25 a month. So and then people are generous. They will allow you to stay with them. They have the whole mentality is not the same, But because of America, we don't even associate with people. So you can't even, now you become homeless and now you feel like, damn, I haven't called so-and-so in 6 years. And now I'm going to call him up and ask him if I can stay with him. I know. You see? So you get him on the phone and he's like, well, brother, I got like 2 people here already. Oh, okay. And then you get off the phone and you go buy you a tent. Get you a piece of plastic. And then wait for November to come and then let that cold weather come in. Whoosh. So people are in the tents right now. No, you don't have that problem here. Not at all. You see, the problem is that you think because what we've been through in America is so bad that you think like you come to Africa, it's going to be different. You see, the United States is bad for us in the United States because it is not our home. But if you come home and you find yourself on dire straits, somebody's going to help you. People are not going to let you stay like that. I'm walking down the road and then I see a tent and somebody tell me that's a Black American in there. Oh no, that's impossible. I can't let that stand. The African in me wouldn't stand for that. And the spirit of Africa in you will come out once you hear. Some of it, that spirit is coming out of you right now. And you guys are feeling it. Africa is calling you. But it's in each and every one of us. It's just when it comes out in you, when you allow it to come out. You in a bad country. So yeah, that kind of pain and suffering is always going to be there. But when you come to Africa, you're going to find yourself having a lot of breaks. You're going to be lucky. You're going to have people that's going to talk to you and help you. It's the other way around. You're going to get respect. But please don't come telling me I'm in, do they have brown bread in Africa? Because, I need, that's just unnecessary considering all the things they've done to us. I mean, are you going to come back? I will substitute a life in America for Africa any day, any time. Quick, I don't think we have another 10 years here in America is declining quickly. Funny if you see that. And you're supposed to take action. If you're 35 to 44, now is the time. You scared, don't be scared. Some of you guys have went through so much tragedy coming from one state to another state. And I'm telling you, it's easier. It's becoming more easier and it's less expensive. They got plane tickets to Kenya for $500. My goodness, what you waiting on? I mean, you've been homeless. Well, I'm sorry you won't get that feeling when you come here. People gonna help you. In fact, if I come walking down the street in Kenya and I find you in a tent, I'm gonna slap you upside the head. What the hell are you doing in a tent, man? You got places you can go. People can help you. You just better be doing it for fun. But anyway, the police won't let you do that anyway because the Kenya police gonna pick you up and they ain't gonna let you park no tent in there. And Kenya, that's jokes. Troy DeSanti, Blacksmith to see you know the truth about family. Yeah. Haru Tep, that's good, man. We might have 10 years left in America. So now you guys are there and you're saying you might have 10 years left. Let me get on this thing. Oh, we've been already on an hour. Thing goes so quickly. But we need to get off of that. We need to break away from that. And speaking of being homeless, I know that's a great fear of us. And I want to spend the last few minutes of this video talking again about the camp. Now, as some of you out there, we are talking about we have been discussing about the operation of a camp. And I have been looking into it. And I have thought of a few places I want to go and just kind of do some videos there and to get you guys a sort of a view of what I'm talking about. I'm coming into Africa in April. I hope you're going to come with our trip. Visit Zimbabwe. Oh, you won't be. Rwanda and Ghana. I'll visit Kenya, Namibia, and Africa the next year. Okay. Evalyne, yes, blacks, it's getting bad to live with a roof over our heads. Yeah. Yeah. Well, no matter what I say, I'm sure that a lot of blacks have that fear of being put somewhere where they don't have anybody around them. And coming to a strange land, your mind, of course, is going to try to protect the body and tell you not to come. Because the brain's job is to protect the body. So with all the propaganda that they put about Africa, you really, that's been bombarded in your brain for over many, many years, your subconscious will start spilling that out to give you the feeling of that's not a good idea to go to Africa. But I'm telling you, it's the best idea. And like I said before, it's becoming a necessity. So we came up with this idea about creating a camp. And the camp would be, it would start off as a camp, and then it'll grow from there. to a village. I'm saying in the best case scenario, and then it would grow from there to a community, and then it would grow from there to a town. Now, if it gets a village, then people would actually be able to buy spots, and this type of camp would be like a staging area where blacks can come, and we have our own place where we can be welcome, where we can get information. Where if you want to bring things from, you want to FedEx some things from the U.S. to Africa, and you need a location to where they can be stored. Like some personal items or something like that if you move here. And then the camp can also be that. Now, what we were talking about earlier today on Messenger and Facebook was a bank, a black bank, but that would come later because you'd have to build the building. But the banking system here is good. We can always work that out. And I was thinking that we have a virtual bank where people can pull their money and then or store money that they make and then have it available to them. But that's all long down the line. Right now, what we need is to talk about is a location. And for some people that are out there, um, I was saying Mombasa, and then other people say Nairobi. I don't say I say not Nairobi because the weather in Mombasa is more tropical, which means you don't need to, you know, you won't freeze at night, you won't get cold at night, and that makes it living a lot better. Uh, the Nairobi is a metropolitan area. You could always have problems with city council officials and things like that. But in Mombasa, it's more laid back. In the coast, it's more laid back. And we can get away with a lot of things in Mombasa that we couldn't get away with in Nairobi. And remember, a camp is something that we would look at as something that is temporary. When it grows to certain size, it'd be now time to look for a location for an actual village. At which time, let's say we had 200 people in the camp, and we come together and we say, well, let's now purchase a piece of land, and we start selling off, selling off sections to each individual, and then some people would say, okay, fine, now they could build their own homes and things like that. The camp and the village don't have to be at the same location. So in that respect, you would have a lot easier time doing this in the coast as opposed to being in Nairobi, and you have to be far, far, far from the main town before you can find land that's affordable to build on. So that's why I want to go out and survey some land areas around and show you the distance between the main road and the areas of where shops are available for picking up food and supplies and all that. Now, a lot of people or blacks are going to come here. They're going to already have money, so they don't have to come to the camp. But we should be able to support that camp so that it can be there for us. And I'm not saying like it's a money making scheme or idea like that. No, it's just that we blacks in America really need to come have that basic fear of not knowing where they're going to stay. And we don't have to make hotels rich or Airbnb the rich like that, and or blacks having to move from one hotel to another hotel because of this and that issue. We can have that location, and the money can be invested back into a permanent uh, abode where we can uh, have something that's functionable. And then when we talk about it on the internet, people can see it and see that it's real. And then I'm sure that would give people a lot more peace of mind when they say, okay, I'm going to come to Africa. I'm going to come to Kenya. So that's my point of it. Okay, here was the camp idea sounds great as long as the right people with the mentality of producing a community people would have. Okay, perfect point. And let's talk about that really quick. The camp is not for black people. It wouldn't be for black people. It would be for like-minded black people. Okay. So there would definitely have to be people that invest in the camp and somehow utilize the camp or support the camp. Okay. It wouldn't be like, okay, any black person can just sign in and come to the camp. No. There should be some sort of regulation of who you are, and then maybe even have a voting system where, or a requirement system that you have to have this requirements before you can be a part of it. So, like I'm saying, it's not like some sort of money scheme. No, it really has to be something that works. And me, I do business. I don't do business in things that don't work. And in this instant, it would definitely need like-minded people that would be willing to support the creation of a camp. And it won't cost a lot of money at the present exchange rate. So if, let's say, we got 10 people that said, okay, I'm ready to put in some money and let's build the first three, the first size of the campsite. Boom. Then if it be 10, we take photos of that, put them online, take videos of that, put them online. More people would become interested. And then they would also now say, well, what can I do to build this camp up? Boom. Then we get people to come into the camp from the U.S. We interview them. We put them online. Now more people will come. Now this is what I'm seeing that can happen with the idea. So, yeah, rent this. Okay, let me see. Build a camp. I have a friend going to Ghana in January. I'm coming to Kenya later next year and visit your city. Yeah, great. Evalyne, rent is skyrocketing even in the Midwest where it was supposed to be low. Ooh, if it's getting high in the Midwest, but whites can afford this rent. If you look at it, for every dollar whites have something like $400. They can afford the raising the rent. They're going to price us right back into the boonies. Is your credit report what evaluated in Africa for purposes of car loans, mortgages, getting employment? Yeah, they started doing that thing where they do that, but a long time they never even did that. If you would have come here when I came here, you could go in and talk and get a loan. But whatever you see in the United States, it's not that serious here in Kenya. And the purpose of a camp turning into a village is so that we could actually be able to get money to create businesses. And so I know a lot of us have bad credit. That's a reality too. And you have to remember that when you come to Africa, you cease investing in the United States. So you can leave those bills in the U.S. with consolidate them into one payment and then chip off at it as you go. And I don't advocate you have bills in the United States and you come to Africa and you don't pay your bills at all. No, but definitely they would go. Your bills in the U.S. would go down if you're not there. And if you make it in Kenya, you can even seriously contemplate eliminating them. Maybe 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line. Rite of passage. Molden, what do you mean by rite of passage? I mean, inflation of the USD is rising. Yeah, and that's another thing about that. I don't know. Should we not ask for people to support the channel because people don't have money completely? What are we going to do? Eh? What are we going to do? We're giving out solutions here, and I'm doing my part, and you guys have to do your part. So I'm saying, yeah, support the channel when you can. Don't shy away from it. It's the tactics of not supporting. For once, do it. I'm going to talk about you on the channel. You see Morelli Molden there, Rite of Passage. He supported the channel, and he's going to support again soon, I'm sure. And that's what we need. We don't need to be here. GM is in here entertaining people with his words of wisdom. What we need is to do some action. Now, action is scary. It takes courage. And I know a lot of you came here, you just want to sit down and relax and listen to some good information, and that's it. But that says if that's you're doing all that while the Titanic is sinking. Why can't you be a part of it completely, and then by investing in it, and then benefiting from it down the line? It's like insurance. Supporting this channel is like insurance, because if you don't know me, you're gonna know me. If we start this camp idea, it'll turn into something, and it will do that. But I'm not gonna do it by myself. That's for sure. I'm in child support. Rears are a great challenge for a lot of brothers that need a passport. Well, yeah, the child support issue is a very serious thing. And also, if you're a felon, getting a passport, I believe, is also, it's tough. And this is what they have done to us. This is what they have done. Now, I think that the whole thing of child support and not being able to get your passport renewed is just unconstitutional as it can be. However, what we have to do is those people that have that issue really have to take soul search into it, and try to get rid of it. I mean, if you're going to move to Africa and you got a car and you got child support, you can take your time and sell your car and your items that you are not going to be needing, and then liquidate all your assets, and then talk to the woman about having the child go to boarding school in Africa. And if she disagrees, then get that thing lowered, and I think it's 5,000. If you have over 5,000 debt, get it lowered and get your passport, and then make the move. So yeah, but you see now, if your child is tied up in this thing of the child support, you really have to now have a financial way to back around. You might even want to talk to a lawyer and see, or a judge, and see that if they can do something to you if you are in a foreign country, as far as lowering the payments to where they can be paid like that. But unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of casualties when it comes to talking about leaving, and each one of you is doing it as an individual. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Get those likes butts up, and let's move forward. Okay, let's see. There is something called a world citizen passport. No, that's not really valid in Africa right now. So what they're doing is they're having a East African passport and an African Union passport. Let you travel around to different countries, but not all countries are going for that. But the African Free Trade Agreement, you won't even need a passport. You can just go from one place to the other. So I was Morelli Morton. I was talking about people being qualified for the camp. Yeah. Definitely there should be a qualification system. And you see, now I'm talking about the camp right now, and I have people that are out there saying the camp is a great idea, but now who's for me? Who's for the camp? Really, we have to take stock in it. Now, I don't think that anybody should be talking about I'm for the camp if you haven't been able to support the channel. So the first thing you can do when you're in support of the channel is if you're going to be in support of the campus, to support the channel. You support the channel first, then you go. Now we can talk about supporting the camp, like Molden, if Molden or Evalyne. I know these people because they have supported the channel. But other people are just gonna jump up here and talk. But trust me, we're gonna have something in place where those people that are supporting will be in an area by themselves, where we can now sit down without having all the other people that are promising out there. There's a difference between people that are promising and those people that are ready to take action. And you may not come for another 2 years, 3 years, 4 years down the line, but trust me, that time's going to go fast. And you only look better when you can say, I've been supporting the group since 2019. People have definitely be mentally evaluated before being approved for the camp. Don't need that ghetto mentality in the camp. Yeah, but you, I thought about that too, and Africa does something to you. And a lot of times people do this crazy. They have this crazy mentality because it's supported because of the environment they're in. When they come to Africa and be in a different environment, they will quickly find out that that kind of mentality don't hold water there, here. And I think that they're changing. That's what they would really be wanting in the first place. Student slums are killing whites and blacks. Yeah, I heard whites are leaving the country because they can't pay the student loans. And what's it for? Here you are now. People don't got all these student loans, and then all of a sudden now Google and Apple are hiring people that don't have college educations. They don't require them to have a college education now. So damn, that was just a big joke. Another on a long line of American jokes. You don't even need it. If I went to, I don't, I didn't graduate in IT in college. I was in I majored in criminal justice. Got my certificate and everything in criminal justice. But I go there with my IT experience that I have now. Shoot, I can easily get a job. All they gotta do is test me. So I know I'll be working for Microsoft because I can run a PowerPoint presentation in Excel, and Word is easy. But as far as coding and HTML and PHP, yeah, shoot. I start showing them what I have done, and they'll be like, "Oh, we can hire this guy." But those loans are serious. Yeah, I'm okay. Of course, I'm for it. We'll be supporting soon. Okay, yeah, that's nice. We guys want to support, but you see, we have people that have supported, so that is the key. All 29 watching. Do you like this message? Hit the like button. Thank you. Let me see. Yeah, ain't that a bitch went through all that hell for nothing? Yeah, that's a shame that. But you see, it's an issue in America, but it's the same thing in Kenya. Don't get it. Let's not get twisted. They got colleges here now, but you see, with the onslaught of Google, things are changing, and you have another option as opposed to taking your kids to an expensive college. But one thing about Kenya, they really are serious about education in Kenya, and there are all these little small colleges and schools that you can go to because Kenyans really believe in education and they're willing to pay for it. There's a lot of private schools in the country, big ones and small ones. So, yeah, you'll have a lot of options as far as education is concerned for your children when you come here. Unlike in the United States, where education can be detrimental to your child. Daddy, today we learned about LGBT history in school. How many homosexuals were in the Second World War? We didn't know about, that kind of nonsense. Antonio Perry, welcome. America is serious trouble, but the government and Federal Reserve is doing everything they can to keep the lie going. Yeah, like I said, I think they're going to go to all the way up to the elections. The Fed is propping up the government with monetary quantitative easing. And, if you got, like they say, if the banks are not giving out if people are not paying their car loans, then banks don't have a lot of money. I mean, that's money that's not there for the bank. If a record number of people are not paying car loans, not paying their loans, this money that's not going to the bank. And so now the Federal Reserve has to now prop up these banks because they doing the so-called nightly meeting, but they're putting like $100 billion a day. So it's only a matter of time, and that's why I say get you an African plan and make sure that you actively participate in it. Now, part of the African plan is support channels like this one. You got somebody that's right here on the ground. That's number one. You see, I'm here. You see, I got so much information that I can't even put it in. Every show here is over an hour, and you don't get no information. Have you ever noticed Dr. Umar and a lot of these guys? They start talking in the video, and then they keep repeating themselves. Like Dr. Umar would be like, we gotta support our school now. We gotta support our school with funds. We gotta support our school with funds. Yeah, and they keep repeating things over and over again because they don't have a lot of content to give you, a lot of information to give you. So they end up having to repeat or they having to talk slowly. But me, if you notice here, before you know it, boom, it's already an hour. It's gone past, and we still haven't even scratched the surface. I mean, I'm sitting here. Today, this one is blank. Yeah, and then this was some points I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I got all my points. Yeah, I was supposed to say, if you come to Kenya, there's no kidnap. You're not going to be kidnapped. You'll be welcomed. There'll be no racism. You'll be respected and loved. There'll be no police abuse unless you commit a crime. Then it's going to be on your neck. No dirty looks in Africa, just curious ones. People don't look at you sideways and wondering if you're going to rob them. None of that is there now. No economic oppression. I'm given a fair chance to do business and make money. I have been given a fair chance to do business and make money here. Okay, so it's there. Now you got people have never done business before, so they're going to have problems. You know what I mean? But it's not going to be because somebody's against you. You just be like that. Don't tell anybody. I like that the African leaders are starting to wake up also, like Patrick Talon in Benin. Yes, they already been woke. It's just that they have to be cautious. The African has to be cautious because he knows how to deal with the white man. You see, blacks in the United States, we got too big a mouth. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be pulled over by the policeman? You ain't got nothing. He got a gun, and you start talking about you can't arrest me. I don't have to give you my license. I don't have to roll down my window. Get out of the car. Why? You see? So, yeah, we get our ass kicked on a regular basis because we tough. We know him. But the African is different. He is peace-loving first. You see? He gonna make sure that the white man never had to use those big guns he got on them. They got time. They take their time. What? We black people, we ain't got no goddamn patience. Policemen start clubbing you. You be like, why you clubbing me? Why you beating me? Everybody, you see it. You see it. Like you got some power. Like you can afford an attorney. I don't know how many times these boys like Doc. So many black people tell you, look, if the police tell you get out of the car and jump on one leg and bark like a dog, fucking do it until you get to the police station. Ooh, like a big dog. Yeah. Don't play. That ain't your country. That's what I try to tell you. You think like America's your country, so you're going to stand up and walk. Oh, guy, I know my rights. Man, how many people they done put in the swamps because they thought they knew their rights? How many black people is missing today? And how many of them surely said, I know my rights. You can't arrest me. You know, oh, I'm gonna take you to court. I'm gonna have your badge. The policeman picks you up for broken tail light. You in the back of the police car talking shit to the policeman, and then he just pull off to the side of the road, tell you get out. Okay, go over there. Pow! You know, there go your rights. And that shit happens. It ain't on the news every day, but we even start seeing videos on that stuff. Shoot you right in the back, like no problem. Then plant the gun on you like it's no problem. On video, you got that. Huh? Beat you like you stole something. Pull you out your car, beat you. You trying to stand up anyway. You're gonna resist arrest. You're gonna show them that you don't have to stay down. They're gonna beat you. Somebody gonna videotape that 4 policemen beating you, and then turn around and go to court. And the police is like not guilty. Damn. And you got the video in court. Yeah. The best way to deal with the white man is just to leave him. Go far from him. You don't have to tilt his cotton, pick his cotton. You don't have to tilt his land. You don't have to work in his factory. You don't have to have him ordering you around. You don't have to have him looking at you badly. Just go to your own country. And don't stop telling me about how difficult it is and you're not ready. And you that's just be afraid. It's better for you to come somewhere where you don't have no family, nobody to back you up. You just come there. Then you'll be fearful. Then you'll get off your ass and go to work and do what you have to do to survive. If enough of us came, if 50 of us was here, especially around a camp, how can 100 come and not be taken care of? Surely. So I don't want to hear that. Umar problem is he doesn't want to work with anyone. Yeah, I've noticed that in his videos. He's always, it's weird. One time he made a video saying he was in Kenya, and I was like looking for him. I'm all over the place. He put his advertising, Omar in Kenya, and I'm like, why would they do that? And he's nowhere in Africa. And yesterday I heard him on TV lying talking about he go to South Africa every year. He just straight lied, trying to show that he'd come to Africa. Just straight lied on the video like that. Talking about, okay, didn't even try to cover himself, saying I didn't go last year. But every year I go to Africa and South Africa and I feed the children and pet. That's just nonsense. So I don't know about him. But he surely ain't going to make it with the attitude he has. He won't make it in Africa. I'm telling you. Nobody going to follow him. There must be something in this U.S. or ordinary black folks don't know. These black entertainers and athletes never speak out on economic, social, and racial oppression. Are they a part of the... yeah, they're the part of it. Through contracts. They sign contracts saying they can't do that. Or it's not your country. So if you're there and you're making music and they give you $1 million, and of course they're gonna make 3-4 million or more, and they give you $1 million, and you have a white guy there handing you the check, you're gonna be laughing and joking with him. You're gonna be his friend. You can go, he's gonna give you the check. And then he said, can you make some more music? Yes, sir. I can make some more music. No problem, man. He said, let's go out to dinner. The white man take you out to dinner, eat, talk to you back and forth. You're like, oh, man, I'm in. I got a white friend. Until you're not making no money no more. Or till they tired of you. Or till you say something that they don't like. Or till they just feel like they don't like you anymore. You see? How many times has that happened to us? Many, many, many times. And that's why I'm saying the best way deal with them is to get away from them. And that is why I say you should create an African plan. And this is why I'm saying Africa is your only solution to your problems in the United States. And if you can't have a business that can't make money and be competitive in the overall business market, my goodness, what are you talking about? What are we talking about? All the things that they have done to us. I could get it. I mean, some of us can. How we survive in the United States? Some of us can just go jump in the fucking ocean and swim across to Africa, and you probably make it. Be ducking the sharks. We survivors. We black people. We survivors. And Africa is just like a smooth sailing. So I want you guys to stop get that fear out your heart. How you gonna be afraid of home? That's what I don't understand. You're being terrorized. I told you. They gonna bomb. They bombing people's houses. That's what they did to Malcolm X. Bombed his house. They're burning our houses. They're burning and bombing our churches. They're drugging us. They're putting drugs in the community. They're imprisoning us. 100 million. I mean, 1 million of us in jail. Damn. Dan Baba, can I call you personally on WhatsApp? Yes. So many of you are doing that. So I'm just there. Hamilton, there you go, Chris. What's up, man? Antonio, the athlete and actors will never step up and put their money into Africa. Remember, Masa, control their money. Yeah, master controls their money. Yeah. Chris, now I want to talk to you, about that. What we need is one major actor or sports figure or celebrity to say on American TV, I'm moving to Africa. Many of them move to France and move to Britain. They don't really talk about it much, but we should do that. We should have that. What you think? People are scared of Africa. Yeah, but that's only because they've been programmed to be scared. But how can you be scared of your house, your home? Come here and see if it's something to be scared about. And if you find something to be scared about, that's going to deter you from being able to live in Africa, I'll pay your return flight ticket. I said it. Yeah, I said it. I'll pay your return flight ticket if you can come here and find something that said I can't survive because of this and that. They lie to you. And Thomas Awakening Channel. Hi, I'm Kenyan and I'm totally loving your channel and vibes. I never knew any Black Americans who relocated here before, but up for that achievement. Yeah, we're few in Kenya. But I want to help change all that because this is a wonderful country. Great opportunities. So more and more Blacks need to come there for that. It will be nice to get a camp going soon while the dollar is still a decent. Dan Baba, you're exactly right. Now, I don't want people to stress on something and, everybody's be talking, but yeah, definitely a camp should be going before something happens to the dollar and the exchange rate drops down. It would be nice, yeah. Old thing is jumping. Omar was trying to do a group trip to Africa. He was charging like $2,800. I don't think anyone went. I didn't hear that. I'd like to find out about that. But he's trying because Africa is the only way. He can't make no money in America. The Black people don't have money. You see? I'm barely getting you guys to support this channel. And then, I don't know because like I told you before when you get, I said I don't blame you if you can't pay. If you can't support, if you got a mindset to say I can't do, I won't pay. I won't support this guy. I won't support this guy. How many Black people in their 60s, been in Africa for 21 years, can type 60 words a minute and is literate and is Black conscious and trustworthy? How many of them do you know? I'm waiting because you see. So what you holding your money for? It's psychological. Icon telling all Black people to move back to Africa and invest. Yeah. Steve Harvey mentioned he might be there soon and at least 50-50 motherland. Steve Harvey came and started crying in the Black dungeon. They took his money like it was nothing. Talking about Blacks was put down in the dungeon and taken out of the country. That's where I'm not talking about the slaves from 200, 500 years ago. I'm talking about now. Doing business now in Africa. I'm talking about slaves. Yeah, I heard American dollar is fading fast. Yeah, Chris Hamilton, there would be a great idea. That's what Tyler Perry should have done, but Negroes love to show off for master. Yeah, that's a funny thing how you say that. Negroes love to show off for master. We got to get out of that mentality. Master is not your friend. 400 years, master is not going to help you. And the government is master. Tell that to Yvette Carnell. I'm telling you. She talking about the American government is our government. God damn. That's just jokes. How the hell white people gonna be beating our ass and then what government? If the government was for us, it would allow that to happen. Every person, politician, and president would get in there and say, "Black people, let me help you." least of all, Barack Obama didn't do nothing for us. Yeah, $1 million slave. Because they're caught up in the capitalistic system. And that's what I'm saying. When you come to Africa, so many things are going to change. And you'll see that there are changes for the good. First of all, you eat every day, and you have friends, and you have beautiful weather, and you can go places. I decided, let me go south and see what's over there. You can just go. And while you're running around, you start looking out the window. Because this is the thing. Because I still do this to this day. I'm just fascinated. I get on a Nissan, I'm driving, and I had to sit in the window seat because I just like looking at the people. And I don't have in my mind that it's not on how many white people there are, how many blacks, and what's happening over here, there, police car. No, it's just like people, and they're doing their daily, day to day. And it's a wonderful sight. So it's different. You find that it's different. And it's a positive different. Most of our people are just afraid to fail. That's why I'm glad you thought of the camp. Yeah, Molden, Chris. Molden. Damn, that's right. They're afraid of failing. But if we take away the reasons that they should have for failing, that would be a great thing. So if you see now 10 people that's seeing this channel, and including those people that have supported the channel in the past, and we still need you to support the channel, we get together and we create a small camp. And then we take a video of it and we do a video on that camp. And boom. You see, I'm definitely, if you see, and I see definitely a lot of blacks will now connect with that and resonate with it. Because even so many of you have already resonated with the idea already. I'm gonna have to name this camp. You got to come put a name to it. But yeah, that's the key, because the house Negro, the one that wants you to stay in the house, is never going to advocate for a camp outside of the United States. And the people that are serious about leaving the United States are be the ones who are going to say, okay, let me show my support for this brother. Because right now we've got about I would say 5 or 6 people that have supported the channel. And 2 of them have been multiple supporters. The rest of you guys are saying, okay, I'm gonna be out there, I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna do this, but you're not moving, and that is the issue. So I'm not saying that you go and you pay money in for the camp, but the first things first. If you guys don't have money to support the channel, then that is the problem, because this is not a feel good channel. This is a channel that's going to be about action. I have told you that. Africa is sounding great. I want to simple life and basic necessities. Can have that with 200K cash in the U.S. 200K cash, man. You'll be living in the kingdom. You'll be squandering money. Stop thinking about that. If you make $1,000 a month, and if somebody's giving you got a business, or you getting an SSI or your pension, it comes to $1,000, you're gonna live like a king. You're gonna have so much money you're not gonna know what to do with it after you get your apartment and furniture and everything. You'll just be sitting there with money and like, I don't know what to do with it. See, but use that money to pay off your bills and pay all your debt down in the U.S. Get debt free. I'll support. Yeah, Doc Jammin, support. Don Baba, you can live like a king for 200 though. Yes. The transfer is processing. I need access to you when I come to Mombasa. I send you monthly support. Thank you. See, that's what I'm talking about. And I know that's difficult for us because we have been lied to, cheated so many times. Look at Dr. Umar in that school. God damn. And now you talk about coming to Africa. Now, how are you going to teach at the school in Connecticut or wherever it is and come down and have a second school in Africa? And then he don't call me. So shortly, I'm done. That's just crazy. And so many people are like that. But you see, those people who know me for 20 years, from 40 years, know me to be straight guy. No need to do. I mean, I have black belts that are having schools now. Some of them, they're jealous because they seen what I was able to accomplish, and then they're not able to accomplish that because they don't know how to do the hard work. They don't want to do the hard work to get involved. So they say, "Oh, Mr. Wright, you were able to grow in Kenya because you're a foreigner." No, a foreigner, I'm gonna get students, but a foreigner, being a foreigner, is not gonna keep the students. What's gonna keep the students is quality teaching and an art that's beautiful, and that's what I give them. President, I'm gonna need to access. Okay. It's easy for us to make it here. It seems everyone has their own business here. I don't. Are you talking about in Kenya, Ruth, or are you talking? I mean, Cheryl, Ruth. I'm not getting that message. Yeah, but how long would 200K last you in Africa? Oh, how much would you in Africa? Okay, $200,000. Is that what you're saying? 2K. Just let me know that, Haru, what you mean. Evalyne, thank you for still being with us, sweetheart. The Queen has said, Antonio Perry, with that amount, you will have nothing to worry about. Yeah, she's very true. Thank you for explaining that. S-Man, American life is sanitized and boring. But in Africa, you really enjoy all aspects of life, like shopping and using cash to make purchases. So much personal interaction, knowing your neighbors. Yeah, okay, you're getting the feeling, like your neighbors. You can go to the market. Yeah, and then I want to say something on that. Somebody please remind me again. It will last a long time. Yeah, it would last a long time. You talking about 200,000? If you invested, you'd last for you forever. After we buy the land, what would be the next step? We won't buy land for the camp. We'll rent land for the camp. Camp is always temporary. And remember, we don't have to have a village at the same place we have the camp, Dr. Ming. Thank you for that. Let's think about that. Would we hire contractors to build the structures? Do you know any architects and real estate agents? Now, Doc is now talking like I'm trying to tell you. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I want you guys to get out there. So now I can explain that to him. The camp is temporary. We can do a camp. Me, if I had like 3 guys or 5 guys to help me, we can do that. Now, Kenyans would be involved because they are the ones that can build a camp and charge us peanuts to do it. You see, we can get ones with canvas roofs, or we can get habati roofs. That's what they normally use here in the coast, and that's up to us to decide. But really, the whole purpose of building a camp-like structure is something that is semi-solid, semi-permanent, but gives us a good living quarters and space, like a headquarters. And I was saying that we use it where we get like the bricks, and then the bricks will go up to like 3 feet, and then from there we now put the wooden walls, and then the roof like that. That's the kind of thing. I'm not talking about the tents you see on the freeway on 6th Street in Los Angeles. No, I'm not talking about those tents. I'm not talking about the camping tents in the United States. No, temporary shelter. And there comes a lot of things with ordinance. If you build an actual house, then there's ordinances that you might have to deal with. But if you build a temporary structure, you avoid all of that. That's why I'm saying camp, as opposed to building houses in one little spot. No. Will this camp be supported in some way by the government? What kind of license is required to build a camp? What are the things the government require for this camp? Sorry for all the questions. Don't be sorry, T. That is what I want. That is what we need. Because when you have enough courage to put it out there and type it, other people have that don't have the courage want to know the same thing. Okay, now I've been here for 20 years. If in my experience, we try to do the least amount of government intervention as possible. If we get a piece of land that somebody has and is not using, and will let us either use it or give us a really small fee to use it, then that's the best thing. That's just private agreement. If we build a temporary structure, or several of them, now we buy mattresses and put beds in, and then we get the water system situated. The water is easy to get. We can have it piped in, or we can have it brought in. We can buy a storage tank, and then water can be there. That solves your water problem. Depending on where we put the camp, I'm sure there's an electricity pole we can do that. But now solar is very big in Africa, and it's on sale right down the street from where I'm at. You can get the whole solar setup for like $10,000, which is like $100. No, so it may be like $400, and so you can have solar electricity and like that. And internet is always everywhere, so that should not be a problem. But I say let's have less government license and all that is not necessary. Kenya is not like the United States. Okay. Hope I'm waiting for some more questions from T. That was very good. African Tigress, my sister, how are you? Now I'm watching your video, African Tigress. The one you did this, like, because I really like watching your shows, and you're saying that you're worried about what people are gonna say in Malawi. I was living in Malawi, a very nice country. They're more educated than Kenyans. They're more nicer, but it's just too few of them. That's the problem. So you get kind of suspicious. People do things for money that they're kind of desperate. That kind of atmosphere is there. They try to hide it. They got an upper class and then a lower class kind of working in Malawi. And I was in the long way too. And yeah, wonderful place. Trust me. Go to the lake. I adjusting to life. Hamilton, I would just like to Africa will not be a problem for me. My mom migrated to Guyana, to U.S. with me and my siblings. Yeah, well, it shouldn't be a problem any which way. So hopefully. Omar Smith, 200 US is $20,000 or 20 million. You come in with 20,000, I'm just gonna park myself on your front porch, bro. I'll be your personal bodyguard, no problem. For many years to $20 million. What 20 million shillings? Are you hell? People living here for on $100 a day. I think I live off about $500 a day on a good day when I don't have to spend a lot of money. And Eva, she got like $500 a day, and and that's how much we spend basically. So you do the math, and I got 3 kids, but I'm not the same like economically like a lot of people. So I'm different. I don't have debt. I've never had a credit card, so I'm different. Evalyne, you're the one with the knowledge. Draw up the plan and get our support. Exactly. And that's what I was hoping people would say. I do have that ability to do that. With it can't be self-sustainable like Dr. Simmons' property in Honduras. Depending on the type of support we get, we can do all kind of experiments, like create tomatoes. I saw this German documentary where they had tomatoes. They made tomatoes without soil. We can try all those things. We can do, we can be coming up with all kind of ideas of what we can do to make money if we just stick together. And that's why I'm saying we have to support this channel by going to worldremit.com. It's the only way you can support is through mobile. Go to mobile money, send to mobile, then telephone number. Then here is Evalyne's name. And send your money. Okay, some $5, $10, $20 is the maximum we've been getting. That's good. And let's do this. Since the beginning, when I started this channel, I've told you that we're going to have to support this channel just like anybody that does super chat. Do you think, and people that have their channels monetized, they're getting money? But unfortunately, you have to watch what you say. But here, I don't have to watch what I say if we follow this plan, this payment method. And you guys are coming from the U.S. You have me here. And yeah, that money like triples in value when you send it. So don't feel bad if you did only $5. Don't feel bad at all because every money is good. That's 500 shillings. That's no problem. That's good. You know what I mean? It's not so much the fact that how much you send, because I know some of my black people are feeling like I don't have money right now. I only got $5, and I know he might say I only sent $5. I'm not gonna say that. I'm saying the fact that you get from the mentality of taking things for free or thinking that you get past that point of not being able to support, you'll feel so much better when you send the support. And then you see me, I'm going to recognize you for that. So that's what I'm saying. I would get a hotel when I get there, or book it with the agent here. You get a good booking with a top line hotel. Spend one night at that hotel. Then go out and look at other hotels yourself, and then step down. I would always step higher, start off high, and then step down. So like that. Now that's the best way to go when you come to any African modern city. Don't try to get the best rate hotel and then you go in there and you see roaches on the wall, or you see that the air conditioner don't work, or the water's not running right. Get the top grand hotel. Get your good sleep in. Welcome to Africa, and then they ask you how many days you're gonna stay. Say 2 days, or 1 day, or 2 days. And then the first thing you do when you get up is go hotel shopping yourself. Go right around town, that area, you'll find them, and then walk into the hotel and say, let me see your rooms. How much is the room? You do it yourself. Why not? If you're going to stay for 2 or 3 weeks or 10 days, why not? Then you find something you like. Don't be afraid to shop. But to try to do that shit online, no. Africa not that sophisticated yet with online hoteling, so they can get you. But if you book at the Hilton Hotel, let's say in Kenya, you book at the Hilton Hotel for 1 night or 2 nights, then you go down and you walk around town, or you call me and I say, okay, go here, go there. Then you see a nice hotel and it's like 1/3 the price. And you look at the room yourself and you say, I can deal with this. Check the water, make sure it's running, make sure the Wi-Fi is there. You set. Save that money. Don't spend all your money on a hotel room that you're not going to be in anyway if you're running around checking out the country. I should get a hotel. Okay. Antonio Perry, we black folks are reactionary people. If we see this camp and it's looking great, we'll come in the droves. Well, I hope that's the case. But me, I feel like they're going to be half people that's going to be so afraid they're going to have to criticize the camp, and the other half is going to want to come, and then they don't have their finances right. And then that'd be a problem. But other than that, they're respectable people like Chris, like Molden, like Doreen Tate, like Evalyne. These people are saying, okay, I can support this guy. And those are the ones I depend on to say they know what it's going to take. They're not afraid to say, let me go in my wallet and support the guy. Because if you without the support, like I told you, you won't see me. So when you see Evalyne and these people, and you see me talking to them on the chat line, and Ajabi also, and Kevin Tucker, another one. Yeah, we should say thank you to them if you're not going to support, but respect them because they're the ones that's making this thing continue going on, and we need more people like that. So if you don't have money to support, find somebody that does, or encourage people on the chat line to support. And even you guys, Hamilton and Malden, you guys should tell people, let's support the guy, because that was a mosquito. I was doing like that. Yeah. We do have mosquitoes here. Omar, bless me. I'm happy to be a part of your plan. I've been looking for someone on the ground like yourself. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It seemed like I was made for this channel because I only have this one picture, and I have to repeat this picture. Although I'm kind of bashful about it. I mean, I have many that's like this. I have one before and one after. But for those people that don't know me, and I'm gonna get some more pictures. I'm gonna print some more out. This is me, and this is my organization. This is just one promotion on one day. I organized all these people to come out, and we had the promotion at the Comfort Inn, and we had to have everybody walk across the street to this park, and then stand there and take this picture. And I really like this picture. This was done in 2005, and then I did it again in 2006, 2007. Then the organization grew too big, and we had a split. And then I left, and I was in Mombasa. Then they called me to come back, and then we went 2009, 2010, up to today. And so I turned over. I groomed somebody to take my place, and we made a deal. And I still make money from this organization, even though I'm not in charge of the organization. So that's just one stream of income. I'll be going to Nairobi next week. I think. I'm gonna say I think. And tomorrow, I'm meeting with a bunch of stakeholders in Kempo that are coming from Nairobi to Mombasa for a tournament. And we decided we are going to meet in the morning and have some discussions about my instructors, Steve Muhammad, who's coming here in April 2020. And there's also going to be elections with the African Sport Karate League. And I'm putting a team together. Hopefully we'll be elected in, and then we'll be in place to have something nice for Mr. Muhammad when he comes. This is part of the business that's being done in Africa on a regular basis. So that, and of course everybody knows that my CCGA program, digital revision program, has been accepted by the county director here, sub county director in Kisioni, this area where I'm at. It's big. I think there's like 20 something primary schools in the area, and they're going to allow us to put the program in those 20 schools. So we're developing. We'll be hiring people to come in and train for that position of going out and installing the program in different schools. And so it's a lot of exciting things I'm doing, different things that are not even related to each other. And it's a great life because the country is growing at 6%. So why not? Why won't business be there? But unfortunately, the US is growing at 1%, 2%. So you really don't get that kind of. I mean, then you got racism. Then you got segregation, and then you're black. So you really can go out and try to do these things, try to have dialogue with people, and then when you come to somebody with big money, the dialogue, they're white. And then they say, "Okay, tell me all about your business," and then you kind of hesitate. You're like, "I'm gonna give all my secrets to this white man and trust him." Let me just do it. Then you do it. Then the next thing you know, he writes you out of the equation, takes over the business, and does something else. So no. Look at this channel. I'm going 2 hours. Worldmid.com. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. Harud, I should get more administrators. I work with some women and men in Kenya, and they said Mombasa is so beautiful. They all smile when I mention this city. Yeah, Antonio, that's why I'm saying it's a good place for the camp. Anybody has another suggestion, they can put it out there, but I wouldn't be able to support you if it wasn't in this area, general area. And since I'm the only one here that has a 20-something years experience in business working here, I have a lot of other African-American friends that they get money from outside. And I don't get money from outside, only from you guys and my businesses that's inside. So right now with this, what is that thing? Right now with this show, we are trying to pull up the support, and we need that if we're going to do this. So, yeah. I will be a part of this for sure because I got planned to save more and not rush. 2022 is my goodbye to the U.S. Cheryl Math. 2022. Why? Why not 2020? Huh? Don't wait too long and make yourself stay like that and then you don't come. Why hesitate? Get it out there. Make that trip. Do you have a vehicle? I don't have a car. I bought a car when I first came, and then I found out how useless it was. Kenya is not like the United States. In fact, in Mombasa, there's only like 2 main roads in this area, and then the rest are off roads. Now, a lot of people have cars, and then I don't know what they do with them because they had a house, they got a car, they go to take it to work in the morning, they spend 3 times as much on petrol, then they got to park the car and pay for parking and insurance and all the upkeep, but that's what they want to do. You know what I mean? That's them. And then on the weekend, they use the car to go somewhere to spend money with their kids, and that's it. It's not like I'm from California, so you see, when I have a car, I can go everywhere. I used to go to the store. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same in Kenya. So, in my quest to be economically efficient, I do without a car. Now we got Uber. If I want to go to the beach, I just call an Uber, and my family jump in the car, and they take us, drop us, and call back. We have tuk-tuks here. They can take us just like a car. And we have Nissans that are really inexpensive, And then you have Matatus, which are bigger. And then even buses. Transport is not an issue. And it's very inexpensive in Kenya as opposed to other places. So there's really no need for a car. It's only a status symbol, as far as I'm concerned, because now I got an app on my phone. I can call an Uber, and that's it. So why? Because I really needed to go where, and where I'm gonna park it. It's just too much of a hassle for me. Now I've owned 9 cars and a motorcycle in my time, so and right now I think I haven't driven a vehicle in about 3 or 4 years now. So my friends have cars, and then I'll be looking at it like, let me ask them if I can drive, but then I'll be like, what for? You know what I mean? I'm just like that now. But if you're 30 years old and you've been always having a car, I know I can't make you understand what I'm talking about. But if you come here and we start moving around, you'll see that the transition is good for you. Now, if you want to stand out, show everybody you're successful, and you think a car is going to show that, it's just going to put you to another level, and you're going to be competing with other people that got better cars than you. So just be silly. That's my take on dealing with vehicles. What is the recipient's name again? Here is the recipient's name. Evalyne Awuor. There it is. And Shirley, I've been to Africa before. I am 12 years away from retirement, and I'm going to be like your guest with the 200,000. You waiting for that retirement money? Let's hope America can survive. Let's hope America can survive there. And yeah. So of course, when you send money, because some of you guys are going to say, "Let me see that name," and then you guys are not going to send, or you might have trouble. But if you do send, of course, I'm going to put you in the comment section of the next video. I think of this video, and then the next video, and then of course I'm going to call you out and thank you for the support, just like I did for Evalyne, the queen, the first woman to support the channel, and Chris and Brian Gully. I haven't seen Brian Gully in the chat since he supported the channel, but I'm always going to give a shout out to these people. So, because that's what I'm really looking for. This channel, when you look at this channel compared to these other guys, some of these other guys, they have like 30,000, 400,000 subscribers. But when you look at their view count, it's like 2,000 views, 4,000 views. And I don't really go by the view count. I really go by the percentage of viewers based on subscribers. So I have like over 1,000 subscribers, and then my view count compared to my subscriber is like 50%. So like half the people that subscribe to this channel actually watch the videos, and I'm really happy about that. You know what I mean? So I don't get all happy about somebody put like 50,000 views in. No, because it's all about how many people are going to stay with the channel and move forward with the channel. So that's what I'm saying. You guys know me. You don't even have to know me now. So you already went to my Facebook channel and checked me all out. Yeah, I have checked out. Now you have looked at YouTube, and you go to my video and you look at the video list, and you can see since I started this channel, I've never missed every 2 days without a video. And we're going to keep on doing that. So when the guy says, I've been looking for someone like you, that's great. Now I've been looking for somebody like you. So, and I'm saying, this is not for me. This is for you. Psychologically, you may have never invested in something outside of America. When's the last time you bought something outside of America? When you invest in this channel, This is what you're doing. You're actually investing outside of America. And I promise you that we're going to use the money when you guys can get serious, when you can get enough people to be, you know, we get like 3 people per show to say, okay, here's some money. Then we say, okay, now this is money we can use to do A, B, C, D. You see? But right now we're averaging like 1.31 every show, and we need more than that, obviously. So we're gonna keep on plugging away, and we're gonna keep on doing this. That's just what I'm saying. I'm gonna be here, and nothing gonna really stop me. And you see, we can keep on going, but we definitely can't keep going if we don't get the support monetarily. And I've been telling you that from the beginning. Okay, I've seen it on in the description section. Okay, recipient name is Evalyne. Thank you. Wow, it's good to have a administrator to put that out there. Okay, so I know I'm getting you guys tired now. This is the longest video we've ever done, and I just want to make sure I get everybody's questions answered. I told you I can go all day, and I haven't even talked about things anymore. And I wanted to put that out there one more time in this last part for those people that are talking about support the channel. Oh man, my notes, now they're all gone. Ooh. Before we end the day, is that the notes? Yeah. 3. Oh, I mixed up my notes somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to repeat that part about what they've done to us. So those people that are saying that they're not sure if they're gonna come to Africa, they're not sure what's gonna happen to us. And I'm telling you, you're a survivor. You're a Black American. Nobody has been treated worse than us. We have survived so many things over the last 400 years. We have survived kidnapping, beatings, rapings, forced labor, enslavement, Jim Crow, convict leasing, racism, torture, terror, lynching, forced migration, house burning, house bombing, church burning, and bombings. They have pumped our communities full of drugs and drugged us. They have poisoned us with syphilis and other odd substances, and did medical experiments on us. We have been falsely accused many times. We have been illegally imprisoned. Over 1 million of us there. We have been disenfranchised. We have been redlined. We can't. No houses will be sold to us in certain neighborhoods. Police have abused us. People have given us dirty looks, called us names, spit on us. We've been unfairly treated in the workplace, and we've been ignored by the government. Just ask Obama, he'll tell you that he's ignored us. Then our civil rights have been given, and then they've been repealed. Think about Reconstruction. If you never heard about Reconstruction, or you never really looked into Reconstruction, that is the time when blacks were in government, and then the whites just decided that they didn't want us in government, and so they put in less than a couple of decades, they had wiped all blacks out of government, including Frederick Douglass. We have been given oppressive laws against us. You know, if you're a drunk driver, and you hit somebody, it's like a manslaughter. But if you got, and it's like 10 years in jail maximum. And then if you got like so many vials of cocaine, it's like a mandatory 50 years, or some of them are life sentences. Now, the drug sentences are unnecessarily high because black people use drugs. Like, you get more time for crack cocaine than you get for normal cocaine. But drunk driving is something that is not really, manslaughter is not really given a big sentence. Why? Because most drunk drivers are white men. You see? And most people that deal with drugs and trying to make it with crack cocaine is black people. So there you got the disparity in the law. You've been shot by police. Our history has been distorted, and our history and contribution have been distorted and erased. Can you understand what I'm saying to you? You in a country, you should be proud it's your country, but the people that run your country, the white man, is distorting your history and erasing it. I don't know if you remember the Glenn Beck, when Glenn Beck did that show on the presidents, and so like Washington was in the boat with and had a little black guy. They said it was a slave, but then they came to find out that's the guy who was winning the war for Washington. Blacks are all in those days. You know, when Patrick Henry went south, you know, the British are coming, the British are coming. A black guy was going north, and he was like telling the North, and then the British had invaded, and then 2 days later, the people from the North had got the message and had started coming down, and then they pushed the British back into the sea. It was because of the black guy, not because of the white guy. Man, get that stuff straight. Um, Omar Blacksmith, it's done, man. Dynas and Field co-signed for you, so we know you are real. Thank you. And I appreciate Dynas, and was the first one I had to show. If you ever get a chance, go to Dynas's show, video listen, look down, see how many times I've been on this show. If you can find the first video, you can see me there telling Dynas, are you sure it's okay? Are we doing this right? You know, because I was never been interviewed before. I mean, I've been interviewed before for martial arts and then newspaper and on TV, yeah, but not interviewed like I'm on a show like this one. And we've come a long way, and we still got a long way to go, but we're gonna get there. Because I was on Dynas's show, and then you know you don't get a lot of time to talk, and people kept on asking me, "I mean, we want you back on the show." And then I was seeing our videos were getting good ratings, and I was like, "Okay, let me just do my own video and see if people would appreciate it." And here we are, 2 hours and 15 minutes into a damn video, man. It's okay. Well, what's me? Okay. We don't need to compete in Africa. Yeah, we don't need to compete in Africa. All we need to do is come, settle down. Because whatever you do at the end of the day, you're gonna want to come home, and you want to come home to a peaceful home. You see? And if you're in your 30s and 40s, don't think that you can't restart. Don't think I started having my family when I was 51. After failing 3 and 4 times. So it's never too late. If you got good health, you can handle it. And thank goodness I got good health. But I do got to do exercise now to keep up with my young wife. So that's what happens when you get older. And everybody's going to get old. And you have to think about that. At one point, you're going to get old. And you should be, the sooner you start preparing for it, the better. So you're going to get old in Africa, or you're going to get old in the United States? Are you going to get old? And then 50% of blacks end up in old folks' nursing homes at the end of their days. 50%. Now with the baby boomers coming in, that's going to rise if it isn't already risen. You see, but in Africa, blacks are not put in old folks' home. So my children will grow older, and they'll take care of me. You know, hopefully, I'm thinking. I talk to my kids every day. You know, talk to my 2-year-old now. When daddy gets old, what you gonna do? You take care of daddy. Yes. So that's the mindset of Africa, and I'm making sure that's my African Social Security plan. Solar. I saw something about solar. Do you have solar power in Kenya? We have so much solar. In fact, you go to the power company, and they're selling solar in the power company because they know their days are numbered. People are moving to solar. And because Africa is sunshine all year round, it's the best place to do it, especially in Mombasa. This is another key reason why Mombasa is a great place to start the camp, because of the weather, and also the amount of sunshine is so much that we can power. I lived in a power. I house sit for somebody, and they had solar power, so the house was just solar, and it was good. It was no problem. It was clean. I didn't have no real problem. You know, the sunlight came out, and the battery was charged every day. And then turn the lights and TV in at night, and you know, no problem. Because I mean, you know, you don't waste electricity, so you can, you know, do all that. You have gas cylinders, so even when we have the camp, we'll be able to cook, no problem at all. So those things I don't see any worry about. What we need is a location, and then of course now people in the U.S. got to step up. The first group got to step up and invest. And of course we have videos here every step of the way, so you can see what's going on. But we'll do that. Okay, Shirley, could you give me the info? Whoop, you want to pay every month? I think that's what she was saying. It just jumped off of the screen. Could you give me the info for auto pay every month? Thanks. Auto pay? There's no auto pay. I'm not saying you pay every month like Patreon. No. This is just say if you like this video and it was helpful for you, you rate it and then you rate how much you want to support the channel. Only that. Very simple. I'm like that. We have one deal, clean cut. So if you want to support the channel every month, that'd be great. But really, what we need is those people to focus on the camp. And I really don't want to discuss it with people who have not supported the channel, if you ask me. So I want to take the people that are supporting the channel. I know I can talk to them seriously about going with the camp, because we all have to do our part. You guys have to do your part in the United States. You're going to have to get other people that's going to get the word out. And yeah, so we have to do that. Earthbag Homes, I'm right. What's that mean? Black Sunrise. What do you mean by Earthbag Homes? T. Ghana has invited us, but so far you are the only one available to answer our questions. I appreciate that. You're going to get that information from Ghana because they lying to you in Ghana. Okay, now I'm not saying the average Ghanaian is lying to you, but the problem with Ghana is that they don't have a lot of opportunity there for business, not like Kenya. That's my own, and see some Ghanaian people in here, they're going to be like, oh, he's talking bad about Ghana. No, I'm not talking bad about Ghana. Ghana can be a wonderful place. Black people can come there. But if you got black people walking around Accra with nowhere to go, no job. Some of them begging on the streets because they can't figure out how to make money and didn't have been forced to go back home. And then you got a lot of bourgeois group that associate only with themselves because they get retirement money. And they living like kings and queens. They looking down at the brothers and sisters that's trying to just get out of the nightmare. So I'm saying the better place for those people that are trying to get out of the nightmare, as well as those people that are that's coming with Social Security money, come to Kenya. It's cheaper to live in Kenya. You got more business opportunities for you in Kenya than you do in Ghana. Now somebody tell me I'm lying. Don't get mad at me. I'm just saying the facts. Ghana is one country that's surrounded by Franco countries. There's Ghana, and then this is a French country, and this is a French country, and then behind them is a French country, Togo and Côte d'Ivoire, I think it is. So how can Ghana do business with its neighbors? They don't. Go Google it. They don't do business with each other. Kenya is part of an African community. You got Kenya, you got Tanzania, you got Uganda, you got Rwanda, now you're gonna have DRC Congo. You're gonna have Now if things change, I'll be saying I'll change with the times. But I'm saying right now, if you're talking about coming to Africa for the first time, Kenya is your best bet. Not South Africa, not Nigeria, as you just saw with the African superstar. She went there, and you see what happened to her. She even wrote 3 videos on how tough it is to be dealing with Nigeria. Then go look at her channel and see what happened when she came to Kenya. She was like, oh, it's so wonderful. Oh, the girl has helped me. Oh, I don't know. These people are so friendly. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. But, because Amon Ra said it, some people get jealous. They don't want to talk about that. What's good for Dynas Amir is not good for everybody else. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. What's good for those people that some people that went to Ghana is not good for everybody else. If you're a first-time visitor to Africa, regardless of the because they don't follow you around when they say the right of abode and return back to Africa. They don't follow you around Ghana with that. You ain't getting no business card telling you can use at the restaurant to get free meals. You ain't getting no discount in no hotel room with that. It's just saying you come. Then when you come, you don't spend your money, and then they got you. So it ain't no different if you right to the boat or not. You come to Kenya, you get your visa at the airport, you in. Then it's up to you. Right away, you're gonna see the difference. If you've been in Ghana, you come to Africa, come to Kenya. That's American life is modern day slavery based on debt. You gotta work 30 years to pay off the house. By the time you're done paying, almost dead, credit debt, card debt, missed one paycheck, and you're done. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Get a new start. Some kind of way you got to break out of that situation. You can consolidate your bills into one big payment, and then nobody can really take you to court. Because if you continually to pay on it, even if you don't pay all of it, you show a commitment to paying, and no judge is really going to attack you. And if you're there, if you're out there and you're in Africa, ain't nobody gonna come. They can't lean on your property. You can't, because you don't got it. You see what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna talk about real estate, because once the economy dies, everything freezes. You can't sell no house. No, it's not gonna sell. See, buying a house is a liability. It's not an asset. I can't stress that enough. There's a lot of people saying Ghana is offering free land to us, but there's no way to verify that if it's true. Even if it was true that they're giving you free land, you still got to pay money for somebody to work the land. It's useless without somebody to work the land. And people going to require money to work the land, and you pay them. Then you say, what you going to put on the land that's going to be business if there's no businesses around? There's so many people that done videos saying that they bought a house, they built a house in Ghana, didn't have no toilet, didn't have no running water and no electricity. If you don't have a running water, then you're doing buckets. So your toilet got to be flushed with buckets. That's a fact. Can't get around that. You got to find that water from somewhere and bucket it in your house to wash your dishes, to wash your clothes. Yeah. So you bought a piece of land and you built a house on it, and there's no electricity poles in the area, so you're just sitting there. There's no internet service. This is a problem when you get in small countries. So you got to be careful when they tell you we're going to, free land. You know what I'm saying? So it may be different in the future, but right now you have to be very careful. Land is useless without somebody to tilt the land. So either you're going to put some fruit on it, which is the number one business. Agribusiness is the number one business in Ghana. Dealing with fruits and vegetables and all that. That's the number one business. And if you ain't in that, everybody got to eat. And then there's transport, but the country not that big, so transport system is not that large, and there's people already got that covered. So what you gonna do? You can somebody send you some money, you buy a motorcycle, and then you be a taxi driver on a motorcycle till you get hit by a car, and then that's it. Ghana is too small. And wherever you go, even if you go to Kenya, you still got to get people to tilt the land. But there's a lot of people in Kenya and a lot of people doing business. So you might even get lucky. You get land that got some minerals on it. Kenya County light years ahead of Ghana's. If you ask me, you know what I'm talking about, isn't it? And I don't want to say bad things about Ghana. I'm just saying that Kenya is far more advanced. They speak Swahili here. They speak a lot more English in Kenya than they do in Ghana. So your ability to do business is enhanced in Kenya. And I've already had people that came from Ghana that came to Kenya and said themselves, nobody has said Ghana is better than Kenya. They might say that out of love because that's their country. But in reality, a lot of Ghanaians have never been to Kenya. So they don't know what to compare with. They're just seeing that they love their country. And I get that. And so they will start wanting to defend Ghana. It's okay. You don't have to get in here and start telling me anything about Ghana. We got this, now you're going to start looking up bad things about Kenya. You're going to find them because the economy is vibrant. Everything is happening here. So you see that. But anyway, the people of Ghana need to communicate more. Okay, now that's in the deeper part, which I didn't even get into, because I also hear negative things about the people in Ghana are frustrated with the government. But you see, that's the internal issue, and that could be hearsay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the realities of my people, black people, coming into a country that can't give them business opportunities so they can make money. That's it. That's all. Okay, so Cheryl Math, he is telling the truth. Ghana is not my place. It was my first time visit. Yeah. My 2 cents plus. I like that name. As rich and beautiful as that whole continent is, no one should be poor. Yeah. No one should be poor. And now Africa is working on that with the China-Africa agreement, with the African Free Trade Agreement, and now the CFA Franco countries are getting off of paying their monies into to France, things are changing, and we can see that happening right before our face, real time, real time. Wow, that's great. I'm 51. I'm looking to copy that. Yeah, some of us in America, if you don't have money and you have struggle, you're gonna have. I had a relationship, and unfortunately, I wanted to come to Africa, and my woman didn't want to come, and she just did devious things to instead of just saying I don't want to come. She take my kids and all this, and then we have all these issues. You know what I mean? So I come here and start a relationship. It fails. After so many times, the woman maybe secretly thought I was gonna have all this big giant money, which I didn't have, and she thought some Americans should have big money. And after so many years, she looked up and she said, like, this guy is not super rich, and she came to realize, like a lot of women, they get in a relationship at first, and then they realize that's not really what they want, or they get some other plan. Then we broke up. The next one came, and unfortunately, the same thing happened. Then I sat down with myself, got a soul session, wrote down on paper everything I wanted in a woman, and in less than 2 months, there she was. So I'm lucky. Knock on wood. Molden, is it true Americans built Liberia? Descendants of slaves built Liberia, but they died and then they became once their children was African. It's just the same thing here. If you come here as a Black American and you have children, your children are gonna be Kenyan. So at the end of the day, they just like that. And I'm gonna give you a secret. I'm gonna tell you a secret right now for you people in the chat room that stay with me for so long. I don't know why I'm still on here for 2 hours, 30 minutes. But like I told you, there's so much information I could talk all day. Let me give you a secret. Let me tell you something about this thing for those people who have been with me long. Hope you guys are going to support this channel when I tell you this. Africa is all the same. Sub-Saharan Africa is all the same. You go from Nigeria to Kenya. If you look outside and you see the people on the street, they just the same. They said they basically have the same food. They shops is basically the same. The transport system is all the same. I've traveled through 6 African countries, from Kenya all the way to South Africa. It's all the same. Now South Africa is a little bit different because the white man was ruling there, and they got a little bit more modern at the time. But when you go to most African towns, they're all the same. The language is different, but the cultural practices and norms are just basically the same. And that's what you're going to find out when you travel all through Africa. You're going to see poor people, and that's where they're going to live. They're going to live a certain way, and yeah. So it's not like a big rocket science here. And so what does that mean for somebody that's in business? It means that if you know how to expand your business, and they go through with this African Free Trade Agreement, you can expand all through Africa quickly before anybody else starts doing it. The average African won't know. It'll take time. You drop down the fence, and he's still going to stay like he's going to still see like there's a fence there. And it's a great opportunity for African Americans to come in because you're not bound to any particular country. And you can go into Tanzania, you can go into Uganda and Rwanda and do business and move around like that. I know many people that go buy shoes in Uganda and then come back to Kenya and sell them at double the price. That's how they make money. Evalyne, what do you know about the Gambia? Okay, I've been seeing the Brexit lady there, but the problem with Gambia is it's too small. It's smaller than Ghana, I think. And they just now started to have some sort of peace. So they're not really there. They're not really there economically. You can't really, the Brexit lady, she's got a husband, and they got a disability check, I think. And that's how they're able to live like that. But for the average Black American, you can go there, but you ain't gonna. I mean, after you go see your neighbors and everything, you're gonna be bored. And like I said, a lot of Africa is basically the same way. But you come into modern Africa, that's when you're talking about seeing different things, like club life, university students running around, what I'm saying? This kind of life, major hotels, big parks, these kind of things, like what's happening in Nairobi. I mean, I could never finish going to all the places into Nairobi, and then now Wereru, and then Nakuru, and then from there Kisumu, You can never run out of places to go and visit in modern Africa. It's new, you know. So, uh, but otherwise, outside of modern Africa, the basic villages and towns is just the same. Whether I dropped me in Congo and I wouldn't know I was in Congo. I had to ask somebody to talk to me and then guess. So Gambia is too small. If you're gonna come a first time visit, I would say go to a country where it has a lot of opportunities. Then go to Gambia, because if you got your stuff together and you're really shopping, I mean, you can take a bus from here to Gambia. I did a bus ride from Kenya to South Africa. So don't say it's not possible. It's very much possible. People was telling me, I mean, there's no way to go all the way there. You're gonna fall off the sides of the earth. you know. But 5 days later, 6 days later, I was in South Africa. Stopped at Malawi. Stopped at Mozambique. So Tanzania. Zimbabwe. It was nice. But a lot of black people don't like to do that traveling. Okay, my 2 cents. You won't tell us what a earth bag home is. I don't know what a earth bag home is. Somebody saw that on Google. Okay, but I know that dealing with Africa, you do what the natives do, because their homes, you be thinking like their homes is cheap. And now I got some new unique thing called earth bag, and you put it in there, and then it'll fail. And then you come to realize that the people might have more sense to build their houses a certain way. And so that's why I say. But somebody else tell us about earth bag house. Is that like a balloon house or something like that? I don't know. You blow it up and then you got a kitchen and a bed and a toilet. I don't know. Can you get around to by scooter or a bicycle in Kenya? I like not driving a car. Well, if you don't like driving a car and you like driving motorcycles, believe me, you're gonna have a lot of fun here because there's too many motorcycles. See, I mean, I'm just standing there and I could just raise my hand and a motorcycle will pull up right next to my house. So transport is really unique here, really, really efficient, very, very efficient. Don't need no car. Hey, I don't know how you guys can stay on this chat line long. You guys are almost making me tired. You're almost beating me, but I'm a competitor. That's because most of the African leaders are puppets like Paul Biya, the president of Cameroon. The people live all the puppets are leaving. You can always see that. You look at some of these presidents like Awuor and these people, they have already got the message. They be meeting up in the AU and they be talking and they be telling each other, hey, white man gotta go. I'm going with Russia. I'm going with China. You see, yeah, what did China do to you? Nothing. They've been good. You see, the talk is there between the leaders, and that's what you need. The African Union is a blessing, and that's why I'm telling you, they put propaganda out there talking about the Chinese are spying on the African Union. Remember that lie? And the story was started by a French newspaper. So the French newspaper were writing the story like they got inside information that this was happening, and they're not even in Africa. It was just propaganda. And we have to be able to see that and recognize that. T, sent you a donation. Look forward to contributing more. Wow, you sent. Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm not using my phone, so it's not going to ring. But definitely in the next video, you'll be seeing me something. Evalyne, Mombasa is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for you too, Evalyne. We got to meet. I got to see how you look. You've seen how I look, but I haven't seen how you look. But you're going to send me a private video. So, yeah. Because you're the queen, and I am your servant, humble servant. So when you come here, we're going to be holding hands on the beach just so you don't fall down. Nothing like sexy. And then we're going to walk the beach. Then we're going to go take you to nice restaurants, et cetera, et cetera. Or are you coming with your husband? If you come with your husband, disregard that last statement. Anyway, I'm a truck driver, and I don't think this skill will transfer over to Africa for me. I would still have to work in America maybe 6 months instead of 12. Well, I don't know, because there's a lot of trucks here. The SGR is there to take a lot of trucks off the road, but they still using these trucks to take the goods from the depot to their destination. So it used to be that the trucks would take the 40-foot containers and 20 all the way from Mombasa and drive them all the way to Nairobi or Uganda, like that. And then when the DRC joins into the to the East African community, you're gonna need truck drivers to drive a lot of things back and forth because all their goods are gonna be coming through East Africa. This is gonna be amazing. So finding a truck driver job wouldn't be a big problem here. Get you an alien card, then get you a driver's license, and a driver's license is just like having a citizenship. Nobody gonna take you past that point. So yeah, to me, I don't see that because the country is expanding and truck drivers definitely need to be here. Now, I'm not so much in the truck driver business, but there are a lot of trucks. There are a lot of trucks going in Kenya and a lot of truck companies. These because you can imagine a country that's doubling in population size every 25 years, and so the amount of goods that are coming through the port is almost doubling. And those ports, all them things come in the containers, as you know, and they have to be transferred places. So he too, you have to look into that. And when you come for your first visit, definitely we can go together and I can show you what I'm talking about as far as all these trucks are concerned. Because your show is growing, I'm a great topic. Plus, you are on the ground for over 20 years and you are available for information. Thank you. Evalyne, not married, but don't mess with married men. But in Africa, you can have legally 4 wives, Evalyne. So what you talking about? And can you believe it? My wife is always talking about get a second wife, get a second wife. But this is African talk. I know it may not make sense to you in Kenya. I mean in America. When you come here, you'll see what I'm talking about. You know. So what is the minimum? And I don't mess with married women, by the way. So we're even. What is the minimum amount of money you need to come down and check out Kenya? Anywhere between 2,800 and no, what I'm saying, yeah, I think around that 2,000. And I saw somebody say 2,800 the other day, but if you're gonna stay for a 10-day trip, come in April 2020 with our group, and I think it's gonna be 2,800, including bus fare and 2 meals a day. Get to buy your own lunch. And then you go around with me and we'll be hanging out at all the places where you can see important information about what's going on in the country. You're traveling to 2 or 3 cities at the time. So we're developing that program. I'm in the shopping for the travel agent, and hopefully that's going to be taken off in April 2020. T, you missed Doc damn in question about the bank account. Can you open up one? Can you open? Yeah, I opened up a bank account when I first came here with my passport. That's not a problem. Bank system is no different in the Kenya than it is in any other country. So, but you have M-Pesa here, and that's a different thing altogether. Once you get a phone, it's like you have access to money already. You can put your money in your phone, and that's your bank account. So you can, get loans from your phone, and you don't need money. You basically can get a lot around without money, except for transport. Local transport, they still deal in cash. S-Man, just gotta be careful with the truck idea these days because the SGR train moving most of the cargo now. It's not moving most of the cargo like that. In fact, if you see the train is even only using one tier. In actuality, the train is designed where it can put one container on top of another, can carry 2 on top of 2, but they haven't started doing that yet. It's got a long way to go. But at the same time, like I said, if they bring in twice as many containers, they need that many trucks at the end of the place to pull those containers and take them to where they need to go inside Congo. Because the SGR only goes up to Nairobi. It's just getting ready to go to Naivasha. But after that, to go from Uganda, every information that goes from Uganda got to go for truck from Nairobi. Because the SGR is taking it from Mombasa to Nairobi terminal. And then from there, you got to put it on a truck and go to Uganda, and DRC like that. Tanzania has their own port, so they don't really you don't really travel that route. But Uganda and all them go through Mombasa port, and then you have South Sudan, which is a growing country, and Somalia, which is trying to develop, trying to get the act together. And Kenya is right there. They're building another big port in Lamu. So, you just got to get here, land on the ground, and then, hit the ground running and get picked up where you see you can be picked up. But jobs are opening up all the time and taking people away. Omar Johnson, 4 wives. I just need 2. Yeah, Omar, Kenya has passed in their constitution that you can have legally 4 wives. And dudes are doing it, but not in the modern city. But this is mostly done up country. But I told my wife, we can get another woman in the house. She's gonna be an economic benefit, not no sex person. Because I'm not sex. What's that? That got me in a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? But if she's gonna be needing companionship, somebody to listen to her problems at night, yeah, we might work something out. So anyway, I'm gonna get off the line now. This is the longest video we ever had, and it definitely ain't gonna say 3 hours. Nobody gonna watch this video when they see it. I can't believe that. But I just want to let you guys know that I'm here. We're together. And anytime you have questions or anything like that dealing with Africa, I hope I'll be able to benefit you. This is more like the question and answer phase of the show, where I can get on here and answer the questions. Now, more, you just need 2 wives. You shoot. Make sure that they both the same tribe. I don't know if that's gonna work out. Blacks own the banks. Yes, blacks own the banks in Kenya. So the major banks are owned by blacks. So people talk about the Indians taking over Kenya. When you come here as a tourist and you go to the shops, Indians are the ones who run those shops. So people come here as tourists, they walk around, they see the Indian shop, meet up with Indians in all the shops, and they say the Indians are running Kenya. It's nothing like that. How many Indians in government? None. How many white people in government? None. You see what I'm saying? All of the major institutions is black controlled. So I don't see where people can say like Indians are really controlling things. They're not that smart. They only do like basic trading businesses. So because they're not that educated, the ones that come here. So you don't get like they running conglomerate. Okay, they got big businesses somewhere here and there, and they got rich Indians come here and they grow institutions and things like that here. But overall, there's no way Indians are going to be running Kenya. It's just ridiculous. When you coming back on? I'm going to come back on if I get some support. Because 15 people have said, I'm sending you support right now. When I log off and connect this sim back to my phone, if I'm getting like 3 people who have supported the channel, then I'm coming on tomorrow. But if only 1 or none, then okay, you guys have to suffer. No, I'm just joking. That's what I need. 2 wives. Modin, I don't know how old you are, bro. But if you're handsome, you see, I was handsome. I'm not so handsome now, but when I came here, I was handsome. And goddamn, it's just the women. Woo. I can tell you stories, but they can't be on YouTube. When you coming back? Okay, I already did that one. Good video, man. Thank you. Alien card, me, I'm alien in Africa. Okay, they call it an alien card. So that's what you got to get like me. And then you can open a bank account and do most things. So for now, I'm going to get off the line. I really had a great time on this chat line, guys. And I really appreciate your questions and you guys hanging with me through the bad times when we had the line mess up. But for now, modern Africa is the United States of Africa is the end game, and we're gonna see that happening, and we're seeing that and witnessing it happening now. And as that becomes a reality, when they drop down the borders and connection between the countries, you're going to see a lot of business opportunities pop up, and then that's when you should really make your move. But if you make your move earlier, it's only a benefit to you. So try not to those people that say I'm coming in 2022, cut that down to 2020. Make your move. Don't hesitate. And then meet me here. So I got a couple of people that's coming in December to Africa. We're going to interview them. We're going to start interviewing these people that have listened to the channel, listened and learned about me, come to Kenya, and then they'll be here. So we can see that this is real. When you start seeing these people, you're going to see that what, oh, I mean, that guy's not joking. Yes. But you should know me. I'm not a joker. We're going to do this, and we're going to build this camp. Because people are already giving me suggestions on what to do with the camp and where they can have the camp. A brother called me, a Kenyan called me from Nairobi saying, on the phone, I mean, I just saw your video and it's a great idea and I own a school and we can do like this. That was great. Another brother, WhatsApp me, another Kenyan. Oh, I mean, I have land. I can do this for you. They tell them if they want to come, we're always welcome. That's what we all about. I mean, I haven't forgotten you, brother. Western Union didn't work at the time. I have updated my information. Yeah, this is how you do it. This is a different paper. This is how we're supporting the channel. The world remit. We're not doing. Western Union is giving us trouble, depending on where you are in the U.S. So the M-Pesa is not working in Western Union, but this one is working in remit. So here's the number. Here's the name. Support the channel with a smaller donation, and then we move forward from there. I need like 5 new people to support the channel. We move forward with the idea about the camp, but we really can't. I feel like a fool talking about a camp and then nobody supporting even the channel, and I don't want my naysayers out there. They're already out there saying that we can't do it, and they're saying he never make that camp work, but they just don't know me. But they'll know me if you guys don't support the channel, and that'd be a sad case. But anyway, for those people that supported the channel in the past, hey, I got nothing but love for you. We're together. Whenever I see you in the chat line or whenever you send me a message on Messenger, on Facebook, I'm going to respond because I see that you know what it takes to have something like this happen. What happened? No channel. Oh. Okay. So yeah, okay. Now can you see me? I'm trying to put the tab on for Facebook. So I can put the link for Facebook there. One, yeah. I got a really good one, I tell you. The other day I told you I was picked up by the police in a sweep. They said the police pulled us up and and then we ended up going to the jail cell. And then I was in the cell with 25 guys. We had to spend the night in the cell. So at 6:00 in the morning, all 25 of us was in there. And so, they give you the phones and you call people to come and bail you out. So who was the first family member to come to the cell of all of us 25 that was in there? It was my wife. Eva was there, 6:00 on the dot, looking around, there I am, it was so wonderful. That was a great incident. Yeah. I recommend that you get picked up by the police once in your life, if not twice. So I can't get that. Yeah. So when I'm 80 and 90 years old, this woman's going to be there for me. I can see that. Although she always treats me so badly, And, woo, that's why I want to put her on the show. Because when she talk, she can say anything. So, yeah. What you saying, Evalyne? Anyway, Evalyne, wait till you come here. You'll see. We're gonna hook you up right away as soon as you get here. If it's not gonna be me, it's gonna be somebody strong, dark, and handsome. Gonna sweep you off your feet. Yeah. Okay, guys. So till we meet again, I'm gonna get off the line now. Peace. And we gotta wait for the. What is that? I can only hear your voice, but got Cleveland, Ohio. I'm my family is from Cincinnati, Ohio, so we might be related. Oh, I done fooled around and messed this thing up now.